West Coast.
Oh yeah, you know I had to turn it up for one time. Elliott, you ready? DJ Hed, you ready?
West Coast.
Hey Jeremy, you ready?
They know it's time.
Let's get it. It's a cold game, cold world, that's why we talk about it. Ain't like everybody else that'll just walk around it. Views is different, snap a picture and now it's vintage. Cause it ain't just talking for the views, that's how he meant it. It's the bigger picture. Yeah, it's the bigger picture. Yeah, it's the big picture.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. The bigger picture.
In land in
No.
real estate? Is that nothing?
I
to
mean,
do with
yes
that?
and no. White flight was when all the white people moved to the suburbs to get away from the niggas when they desegregated.
This is where you want to start. That's how you want to. That. Did someone ask about white flight, or did you make that up?
Nah, I
There's
just
no
asked
way
about
that was
it.
a suggested
I'm in a
topic.
book right now about it.
Oh yeah, you say you listen to the audio books about.
They want
real
us to
estate
drop
and
twice a week. It's not gonna happen.
Hey, if we get up to 100K an episode, we can maybe
Are they
think
gonna
about
pay us?
dropping.
We'll do a Patreon?
Yeah, maybe we'll do a
Patreon?
Patreon.
Yeah. How much are you niggas willing to pay?
We're gonna go to Patreon.
Yeah, if we
Give you that bonus on Patreon.
a little ten.
How much are y'all willing to pay Patreon if we drop twice a week? Elliott wants to know.
No, you want to know too, did you, Hed? So does Jeremy.
$10 a month.
What tier? What should be our tier? What's our tier, my niggas?
$5, you get to hear an extra crash out a week from him.
Oh, you know
I'll give
what?
a crash out.
You could charge per crash out.
There we go. I'll give you a crash out $5 a week.
Bro, you could charge per crash out, bro. You could do $5 a crash out.
People forget when
Imagine you did like freelance crash outs. where
They just send in a topic like, hey, my girlfriend's upsetting me right now. Can you crash out on her? Like it's a cameo, but for crash outs.
They said they would pay $10 per person.
$10 per person.
All right. I'm with it.
If you get 100 people crashing out.
That's good money.
That's solid money.
Good money.
So if you get 100 crash outs a month, that's
utility bill.
10 bands a month.
There you go. I like
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Let's go. I think we're
You
live.
get off of the
DJ.
line.
I think we're live.
We're live.
Fresh from the Bay Area. Didn't he leave last time? He left us. Right?
Yeah.
But he did bring us donuts in his return. So thank you for the
Are
donuts.
those donuts
this
were from
morning,
you?
Yes, I
Thank
brought
you so much.
donuts.
You
Those
see I went for the chocolate donut today? Only a half chocolate donut, though.
I can see that.
I only ate half myself. I mean, I'm half too, so I
can see that.
So we split the
But I
difference.
had a real breakfast. I didn't want to go crazy.
What'd you have a real breakfast? What's a real breakfast?
Some bacon, some eggs, old school.
That's solid.
potatoes.
Everything unhealthy.
I had avocado on my toast.
Well, you just gave me a chocolate donut. What the fuck is that? Unhealthy. My brother, how we judge it?
Yo.
Balance.
Killing the pork and give us some sugar.
Hey, you
want some
like,
sugar?
Like pig, chicken, period, and what else did you say? Potato?
Chicken, period?
Eggs
That's
are
what I call
fine.
an eggs?
Well, it's an unfertilized egg. It's a chicken, period.
Somebody out there is eating an egg right now while watching, and
Aren't
they
eggs
can't finish
expensive
their
right
meal.
now? Eggs are
It was a
You know how
$12
expensive
yesterday.
periods are these days?
which are what?
But they're less expensive
Periods.
than the other option. He said they're not as expensive as you think. It's more expensive to have a child.
I was, yes. Shout out to the Bay. Shout out to the Bay Area to answer your question.
Yes,
it was
sir.
dope. Also, want to point this out. Shout out to Big Dave Presents for bringing me out there to the Bay. Shout out to Mr. Fab, the whole Dope Era team.
Mr. Fab.
My guy, the boy Dame. Everybody who held me
You all know
down.
red carpet action.
Oh, Miles Minnick. Yep. Shout out to
Miles.
shout out to
Christ
Ace
like.
and the whole team, man. We was out there. We did the I forgot the name of the event. It was a gospel like all-star convention. And Miles Minnick went up there and turned them old people what we call TF up. You know what I'm saying?
Older demographic.
It was a little, gospel skews a little older.
Oh, he was turning them up. On some
Well,
hip-hop shit.
yeah, but it was turned up. You
He
know
was
what I'm
making
saying?
a joyful.
They
They
caught
had-
the spirit.
They had a first thing I noticed, they had I don't want to disrespect anyone, but they had what's called a faith-based comedian.
Okay.
And that's when I realized y'all got to pray for me because they wasn't landed for me.
Oh, because
Like,
you got to keep it
I
clean.
like
He has
Bill-
to keep it clean.
Yeah, it was clean comedy,
Wow.
but faith-based comedy.
Wow.
And that's how I know that I'm a deviant because
You didn't laugh once.
not once. And I would much rather prefer the crass, crude comedy of Bill Burr.
Was it some would they be like, you guys know when you turn to page 29 of the chapter and it's a little creased? Like, were they talking about the actual?
No, it was like scripture-based
Yeah,
comedy.
okay.
Yeah, I like
That's
my
kinda dope,
I like my raunchy comedy. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep that. But Other than that, it was dope because we did an event, an all-star party. It was myself, DJ Chloe Bunny. Shout out to her from the Bay. Big Vern, who's a legend. My big bro. And then YG.
Yes, sir.
There were, the estimate now is 700 people outside couldn't get in. It was insane.
Wow.
Like, it was stupid. Like, I was like this in a DJ booth.
Can't walk.
It was
walkable.
Too many people back there taking videos behind the DJ booth.
What I appreciate though is that, you know, they didn't shut us down, fire marshals, and you know, it was like, but I was like, okay, this shout out to the Bay. Also, I want to point out, shout out to my bro D-Lo from the Bay, rapper, right? Mm-hmm. He put out this whole PSA about people coming to the Bay, stay in LA, don't come to the Bay, like, you know, don't wear all your jewelry.
In a threatening way, or
no? It was just like
cautionary
tales. Okay,
it was just like, hey, bro, don't come out here with all your jewelry on and like, think it's good. It's good. It ain't good. I didn't hear anything about anything happening.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Bay. California can host events without turmoil.
There you go.
Duly noted.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to All-Star Weekend. I did see a couple of the homies while I was out there. And it was dope to reconnect with the homies. Shout out to Lecrae who flew out. Him and Miles Minnick shot a video.
Oh, they got song together?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, Lecrae got a slap coming.
That's with Miles or a separate slap?
I can't speak on it.
You just make niggas play you new music? You'll play you some new shit, man.
Yeah, what you got
slap?
Nah, they played it for me, but I heard some shit. Lecrae got a slap coming. Shout out to Lecrae.
Sometimes I wonder what Lecrae would do.
You love it. You live these raps.
No, I'm just saying I do. Raps. I just wonder.
Jeremy's like, there's a nerd like, I've memorized every rap line that exists.
Yeah.
And I'm going to apply it.
What's song 13 off the Wu-Tang Chambers album?
No, see, I can't go back.
All right, then shut the fuck up.
Hey. Well, you tell me what song 13
Bootleg Kev can.
Yes, but
he's the real white hype in hip-hop.
But he also says
the real white hype in hip-hop? That's what the battle is?
White hype, hip-hop white hype. I meant to say it backwards.
But that was my rap name. So
yours what?
Yeah, maybe he's really hype. He's really
I'm the real hype.
That's why I said that.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
that was a great. That movie, The Great White Hype, that was pretty bad with Samuel L. Jackson from the Kendrick Lamar halftime show.
From the Kendrick, that's what Sam.
Is that going to be his next promo? In
Samuel L. Jackson.
It's going to be Samuel L. Jackson as seen as Uncle Sam.
As seen on Kendrick.
As seen Kendrick Lamar's halftime show. I think that should be in his IMDb.
Sam Jack has been reduced to as seen on Kendrick's halftime. It was 13 minutes. He's had a whole fucking career.
He was the maestro. And we're still being impacted.
Are you upset about that? Did you want that? You wanted to do that?
What?
You wanted to be you wanted the Sam Jack role?
I did it. Yeah, I could have did it.
My God. Now you in competition with Sam Jack?
I can handle it. Why? Because America don't view a light-skinned brother like myself to be the person that can orchestrate that. Okay. All right. I'm also old too. Like, how old is Samuel Jackson? He's older than me, but I'm grown.
The show has 76 million views on YouTube. I don't know the last movie, let alone Samuel L. Jackson movie, that got that number on any YouTube clip. So at least on YouTube, this might be his number one.
And what's the number one song in the country right now?
I'm just saying.
Are you shitting on Sam Jack?
Why would I shit on Sam Jack?
What are you saying right now? Say what you're saying.
I'm just saying they might be able to use this halftime show as promo for the next.
Also, that might have upped Sam's rate out there. So that might help Sam with some negotiations.
Is Samuel L. Jackson?
Of course, he's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. Legend.
As seen on Snakes in a Plane.
I can't believe this.
What's your favorite Samuel L. Jackson movie?
All of them.
All of them. All the slaps.
I don't. Yeah. Sam Jack got. Here's the thing, right? People always asking about who's the best black actor. It's not. I wouldn't say it's Sam Jack
because we don't view him as like a lead actor.
No, I do. I do view him as a lead actor.
Okay.
But I look at range, right? Okay. So Samuel L. Jackson.
There he is. Look
people always give the best black male actor to Denzel Washington.
Absolutely.
I disagree. Every movie, Denzel plays agitated black man. The best...
He plays a version of Denzel, you say, better.
No, just agitated black man. Like, whatever movie you look at, Denzel is most likely an agitated black man.
That's his pocket.
Don Cheadle is the best black actor.
Ooh.
I'm not mad at that. I go with like Kyle Massey.
Then Samuel L. Jackson, and then you get Michael B. and all them niggas. But, you know...
So when Denzel only top 5?
Denzel and Michael B are the same. Like they're in the same kind of.
See, that's blasphemous right there. You can't say Michael B. Jordan.
Denzel Washington passed the torch to Michael B. Jordan.
He was just being nice. He didn't mean that shit. It's like when I try to talk to somebody.
Wait, so are you just being
when
nice?
When they do that, they don't really mean it, bro.
Or you mean it or you being nice?
Hope passed the torch to Lil Wayne. You see how that went? Carter Free.
You don't think he meant it?
Did he mean it?
I'm
Mr.
asking you.
Carter. What happened after that? Did it go back to what it was?
That wasn't a passing. It was a feature.
Dog, come on. Was that did
That
that
was
feel like a passing of a torch?
Here's what it
Are
was.
we
Mr.
about to
Carter?
argue the passing of the torch from Hov
Mr. Carter?
because he did a 16-bar feature on
Go listen to Mr. Carter.
Guys, you're ignoring the fact that Lil Wayne took the torch and Jay-Z had to be like, okay, now that you have it,
torch.
I will at least be
He
a
thought
part
he
of
took
the
the torch.
moment.
No.
He
that shit
never,
was hot. He dropped it.
he didn't keep it for that long, but he did take the torch.
Let's not act like Lil Wayne didn't do his big one. Like Lil Wayne did his big one, bro.
He had a crazy moment.
Moment?
That was a long moment
that Jay-Z gracefully was a part of and set the framework.
Are you giving credit to the Carter 3 to Jay-Z?
There's a song called Mr. Carter.
No, I'm not gonna let you do that. No,
hold up.
Lil Wayne,
pull up the lyrics to Mr. Carter,
bro. I fuck Lil Mr.
The same way he cheated on Drake with the Bazzini meeting and all that shit. He did the same thing.
Hold up.
That was a passing of the torch.
This was the stealing.
You're not
of the
really
torch.
passing a nigga the torch. That's the thing. You're not. You're just being a gentleman.
No.
You're being a gentleman.
This was the stealing of the torch. This was the stealing of the torch.
That's a moment. You can't even listen to that.
Okay, Jeremy, don't help. Stop that.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
We know the moment when
don't help. Don't help. You fucking my argument up.
Okay.
You about to play a fucking freestyle?
Go to show him what you got. One. That was a turning point.
That Jay-Z
That was
said,
what we got. That was what we got. I'm the leader now.
Hey,
he wasn't the leader.
Jay-Z said he looked in the mirror and said, am I really able to do this at the highest level again? Because he heard that.
Because Jay was coming like a Jordan. Jay was coming out of retirement.
What are you talking
and
about?
he had to get his fire back up. He had to get his fire back up for a whole nother act of his career.
Both of y'all are
making
wrong.
better records than Lil Wayne. Go ahead, DJ. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Are we acting like
I was on the road with Lil Wayne, man? Let me tell you something.
No. Are we acting like
Tech-9 in the back of the bus, glasses Malone, sipping the same water bottle, and we said to him, "You must destroy Jay-Z." He said, "Aye, for sure, head." And then we broke that tomato sandwich down and split that pizza in half and got back in our truck and drove 21 miles to Nashville. And Wayne got on that stage for fucking 3 hours and did that "I Will Always Love You" Whitney Houston shit at the end. That nigga's impeccable. I'm sorry. We had no idea we were talking about any of this shit. This is not in the script.
This wasn't on.
Alex, this is not in the script. Our plan. Jeremy works hard on the plan and we never do shit about it. We just talk what we're talking about.
Jeremy always hit us the night before. Be like, yo, what is we want to talk about? And then we don't talk about none of that shit.
And actually, every week I go, anything missing? And no one ever replies.
Everything, Jeremy. Everything's missing.
I don't respond to this nigga.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, now let's land it. Lil Wayne, in your mind,
bro,
was past the torch and not past the torch.
Lil Wayne, okay, if you go Carter series, before Carter 4, right? Carter series.
Yeah. 1, 2, and 3.
Wayne took his moment. Mm-hmm. Nobody gave him the first Carter. Pull up the track list for the first Carter and tell me who you see. The first Carter, Manny Fresh. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like he had access to all these producers and people was fucking with Wayne like that. It wasn't like that. Manny Fresh, same thing they've been doing. Cash Money for forever.
It was the last great album together. It's sad, actually.
Features on the first Carter, Jeremy had.
Manny Fresh a few times, Baby a couple times, Real, and Jazzy Faye. Shout out to Jazzy Faye.
That's it, right?
Yeah, remember they brought Jazzy Faye in the
That's it, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. That Carter was what started this whole shit. And he did it when it wasn't like, no, everybody put their arm around Wayne. Wayne got that shit out the mud. I'm not finna take that from him. Then Carter 2 dropped, wasn't my favorite.
Not your favorite?
No.
Money on My Mind, all that stuff on that shit?
I said the project was, it was songs on there.
But there was a Manny Fresh version that we lost, so that could be.
Correct. But Carter 2, rappers started to fuck with him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Then that's when the Joel Santana collab project shit started happening.
Which can finally explain why it never came out. Did you see that, Jeremy? About how Universal wanted all the money. Like Universal, Def Jam wanted like 95% of the money or some shit. So
because there was like 4 labels involved.
We're gonna talk about Universal in a second because I
got scoop?
I have something to say about that. But Lil Wayne took his moment. It wasn't like nothing was given to him. Carter 3 was when everybody was like, all right, we fucking with Wayne. But Lollipop was him and Static Major.
But I'm just saying, you could give somebody a pass the torch moment, even if you're not literally passing them the torch. In the point of that you're gracious, right? Wayne's been clear that Jay's his idol, right? For Jay to get on records with these guys and embrace them like a Drake or a Lil Wayne early on and have this sort of gracious moment of like, you're the man now, take it and go farther and all that type of stuff. Like, Even with J. Cole, on his album of what's the song with him and J.
Nice
Cole?
Watch.
No, that was terrible.
No, Star is Born.
Star is Born.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, Jay in the Pass the Torch realm was doing that. Is all I was trying to say.
No, it wasn't.
I think
Wayne had a moment, and everybody had to fuck with Wayne.
Embrace it, yeah, of course.
There's a difference because I think
free.
so. Wayne did all those features.
Well,
where
they didn't have to. Go ahead.
They don't have to, but they kind of look weird if they don't. Like to that point, Wayne was so hot and he was killing it so much that if you're the top guys, you almost want to be a part of it. You're like, I want to be, and that happens all the time when you see like the hot young person coming up and they're like, boom, boom, boom. If you don't get on board here and say like, oh, come on, then by the time it's here, it's kind of this weird imbalance, and then you're clashing. So I think Jay didn't have to, but because he did,
it's him acknowledging that Lil Wayne's number one in this moment.
Yes, I think
Yeah, it wasn't.
You don't look at his passing of the torch.
No.
You look at the established person is saying, okay, you have it right now, young man. You're the man right now, and I'm cool with that.
But the thing about that song specifically, Mr. Carter, is Wayne stamped himself there because Jay said on there, he's like, I forget his actual lyric is something like Pac, Biggie, Jay, right? And he said like Pac, Biggie, and Hove. And then Wayne said, next time you mention Pac, Biggie, or Jay-Z, don't forget Weezy Baby. So he put himself on that level too. Jay didn't say, yo.
So peep game. This is where I'm saying.
And there's a segue to go to the current subject when we get out of this too. So,
this is what I'm saying.
Because it's about being who's number one, really.
Wayne took his moment, and people felt emboldened to fuck with Wayne because he had a moment. Lollipop was just Wayne. I mean, obviously Static Major gets credit on that too. But A Milli, the two standout records were Lollipop and A Milli. That's Wayne.
No, I remember when Wayne won the Grammy for Carter Free, right? Everybody was just like, who else is gonna win an award? Like, it's his award. Like, everyone knew. And that anybody else nominated against him was just clapping like this because it's the guy's moment. He earned it. You're saying it's more of an acknowledgement than a passing of the torch.
100%. And then you got to think about that whole run. You birth YMCMB, right? Well, actually, that was Stunner who birthed that. But you birth YMCMB, then you get Nicki and Drake out of that.
You discover Nicki and Drake.
You know what I'm saying? Wayne get credit. I mean, you got to give Stunner his credit. Like, Stunner had a lot to do with all of that. Like, you know, as far as signing and the reason why he gave Wayne his label, he had a better deal with UMG that he can like give Wayne a better deal than everybody else.
After he didn't leave him to go sign with Jay-Z at Def Jam Records.
I understand that.
Which gave him leverage.
But Wayne, at the pinnacle of everything, birthed two of the biggest legends to ever do it.
I get it, yes.
So I'm just saying, like,
Jay-Z helped build the Rihannas and the Kanye Wests and stuff like that too.
Yeah, but we can't discount what Wayne did.
We're not discounting what Wayne did.
You saying that he passed him the torch. I'm saying he didn't.
We are clarifying. We were saying it's acknowledgement. It's acknowledgement that at the time, even though Jay might be the number one greatest, at that time, it's undenied that Lil Wayne is number one right now.
Touche.
And Jay-Z is saying that.
Touche.
So it segues to what we're going to talk about here, right? Which is that Drake's put out an album. I said from jump, I don't want Drake to do a record with Party because to me, that's not the competitive stance I wanted him to take from the very beginning. Refer back to classic episode 1 of The Bigger Picture, that the only way to battle Kendrick is to go forward like he did with Scorpion, post Pusha T beef, and make undeniable joints in my feelings, nonstop, mob ties. He didn't do that. He put a lot of records, Lucy's out and weird records and almost records, and then finally he puts his project out.
They drove through the mall.
Huh? They drove through the mall. They did some sexy videos. They put the old vintage hoodies back out. And now he drops this record.
You were waiting for it.
And I was so anticipated for it.
Elliott's been talking about this record since like the first time they mentioned it.
You want me to lead with love?
Lead with love. Yeah, lead with love. It's Valentine's Day. Post-Valentine's.
It's a good album. I made it. I'll give you my Elliott Wilson 15-track version of the album. Are you ready for that? Is that a lot of love for you?
15 is actually gracious. Okay, let's go.
It's probably too gracious, but I am a Drake fan. Drake is my third greatest rapper of all time. My book underneath
first when we started the show,
and Kendrick,
or second when we started the show.
I like seeing. I would go CN Tower, Crying at Chanel, Deeper, Small Town Fame, Pima's Dilemma, Brian Steele, Give Me a Hug, Raining in Houston, Lasers, Nokia, Die Trying, Somebody Loves Me, On My Way, When He's Gone, and Greedy. I can't rock with records called Mothballs and Spider-Man, Superman, and he doing the Padre shit just to troll us and to fuck with us is stupid. It's a good album. It's not enough. It's not enough.
Say it correctly.
It's not enough. Like, it was two ways.
It's not enough.
It started with Jadakiss.
You did tweet this.
Jadakiss, it said it's not enough. We're still in the dot era. That's how I feel. Sorry, Drake fans. So, but leading with love, look, the guy made a good album. in the midst of the fucking worst ass kicking we ever seen. Ass kicking obliteration we've ever seen. Nobody is this that would have canceled 99 out of 100 rappers, we must agree. So for Drake to even be able to say, oh, go back to my global audience and do what he does, it is pretty unprecedented that he's solidifying continually his all-time status. But I do feel like Kendrick has eclipsed him, and this doesn't change the fact of that. It actually started when the Jadakiss Locks Dipset battle, when Jadakiss was like, it's good, but it's not enough. And that's how I feel. It's good, but it's not enough. It's just not changing that paradigm. And the other factor that proves into that is the Hot 100 list. I made some notes, Jeremy.
Okay, let's go. ISO.
Okay, so right now, currently, this is Thursday, off the hype of the Super Bowl, Not Like Us is #1 song in America, Luther's #2, TV Off is #3, Squabble Up is #5, and 30 for 30 is #10. There you go. Look at Alex. She ain't playing. So now, this week coming up, and we'll find out next Thursday, a bigger picture, the projections is that Give Me a Hug will be at #7 on the charts, and Nokia will be #10. You know who's in that top 5, running that top 5? #1, now Luther. #2, Not Like Us. #4, TV Off. #5, Squabble Up. So that's not just Super Bowl hype. And here's what I love about it too. I love that what it comes down to is now the Kendrick fans stands and the Drake fans stands are actually really still competing, but it's not with the nasty allegation stuff. It's just about who's better. Like, is the sound of what Drake's doing a return to form that the culture should move that way and we don't like girls twerking with dictionaries? Or is the shit that Kendrick's giving us more potent? Is that music better? And that's the battle we're facing now without the allegations. So I love it. And it's not going nowhere. But I also think my final point is I think the tricky part of the whole thing is that it speaks to Drake's artistic, somewhat, not say a little bit of a decline. Not like a irrelevant decline, but it's very simply the guy that ran the 2010s, the artist of the decade. His 2020 output, his 2020s output is not that level of the other stuff. It's not. And Kendrick is making more of the hit records, quote unquote, than him right now. The fact that Nokia, like Drake's best efforts of Party, can't crack over the top 5 over Kendrick's records that have still been out there shows that Kendrick's actually making the hits right now. That's the plot twist. Kendrick's making the hits, nigga, and you're not. Plot twist.
Plot twist.
That was a bar.
Elliott Wilson.
Thank you. Was that a crash out?
No, that wasn't. So what you're saying is...
I have more to say too, but I don't want my...
But so what you're saying is it actually exceeded your expectations of what you initially thought a Party Drake album would do, though.
No. A Drake Party album, in the right circumstance, has to deliver great R&B music. But this isn't the level of Drake's records like Jaded or Jungle or Feel No Ways. Like, he has a high standard. This guy is this. So... there's moments he's saying cute fly shit about tattoos of another man in the girl's back and all that fly shit that they say and their lifestyle shit, but it's not as good as the previous stuff. So that's why I always felt that's not the best counter move to go against what Kendrick has. If you want to be the #1 guy, and it goes back to what we were saying earlier about, is at that time, is Jay still #1? Is Wayne now #1? Hip-hop is about that. It's about who's #1, you know? And Drake runs around like he's still #1. In his mind, he reclaimed it because he's going to have a good first week. He's on tours with fans screaming his name. He's selling out wireless fests. So in his mind, he weathered the storm and he's back #1. Do you guys feel he's back #1?
Well, do you think that was the intent? Do you think this is supposed to be the project?
Yes, it was to cleanse the palate. I can't beat him on some hip hop shit right now. He's got the culture all fooled that he's Mr. Super Black Superhero. So I'm gonna go left with it. I'm gonna make these records for the ladies. And I hate that shit too. It's like, you don't judge me who the record's for. It's for me, man. You don't tell me what the music's for. It's hip hop. I want to hear it. It's my record too. It's not just for the ladies. Yo, you can't even hear it, man, because it's just for the ladies. Nigga, it's my record too. I'm a consumer. I'm hip hop. I listen to this. It's part of your catalog. It's my record too. So he felt it was a palette reset that would help him gain his growth of back being #1. But I don't think it was enough because it shows because of the way the Kendrick records are still performing. Not Like Us is still running shit. It is. You know why? Because your ass didn't go away or cool that shit down. You keep running your head into the same shit over and over again, trying to stop this, but you're not stopping that storm. Now, but you're holding your place in it, but that's putting you below Kendrick. It's still Hove, Kendrick, Drake. You didn't change it with this. It's good, but it's not enough.
What did you feel? Did you take a listen? I know you said it was going to be maybe some background soundscapes.
I would love to see what DJ had listening to this album. I don't think you can make it through.
I listened to it.
All the way through.
21 songs?
In theory.
He didn't make it through. He doesn't sound like this nigga heard a snippet version of
Yeah,
shit.
so, yeah, dude, what was your experience with this album?
I actually listened to it and
oh, in the Bay Area?
I wasn't impressed. Not because, like, of course, people, of course.
Shocking.
You know what I'm saying? But I've documented on this show saying I don't like R&B. Like, I just don't like R&B. So I don't listen to it. I don't consume R&B like that. It's not that I don't like R&B. It's not my favorite genre. Like, I'd much rather listen to, you know, some alternative punk rock than R&B music. You know what I'm saying? Which I'll get to that when we do Spotlight. But when I listened to this album, it was a couple things that I liked that like Elliott said, right? I liked the attempt at, all right, let me get back to why people started to fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a poor execution, though, because as we go back, I think 2 weeks on the bigger picture, I said he can't help himself. Remember when you asked me?
I said, if I were him, I wouldn't even try to throw a sub. And you said, yes, but Jeremy, you are someone with a clear awareness and a clear mind. He can't help himself.
Go back to that clip right here. Go back to that clip right here because I said he won't be able to help himself. And I'll be damned.
Look at that. Look at that. Twice.
So my problem with this is 3 things. Actually, 4 things, my problem.
Okay.
Number 1 is don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me this is an R&B album and it's a collab project, but 65% of the album, you want 65% of the album is rap on there, and 65% of the album belongs to UMG. I'll get to that in a second. Second thing is when you do a song, what's the Padre shit?
Meet Your Padre.
Meet Your Padre.
The Mexican homies ain't fucking with that.
Oh, do you think that's actually offensive to the Mexican homies?
Bro, it was stuff that he was like, there are certain things he was saying in the record that was completely incorrect. Just incorrect, like grammatically.
Duolingo died though.
No, but don't you think he's playing with but he's doing that purposefully, unfortunately.
What do you mean doing it purposefully?
Because he's a fucking troll. He knows you're gonna make fun of this song, and he's playing into the spirit of it. Like if
just
I want
to get some viral moments out of it.
Yeah, he's doing it to mock everything. As you say, he's the bad kid. Tell him don't touch the stove. You're gonna touch the stove.
You know what this sound like to me? Remember when we talked about that Boondock shit? Like, what's the difference between nigga and nigga? That's what this shit is.
What's your favorite thing about him being culturally sound? He's not. He's gonna lean into not being it.
Yeah, but
the other way. Go the other way.
Like I said, my point, poor execution.
Yeah.
The Mexican, like maybe you could speak for the, I said this on Justin Hunt shit. The Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, I can't speak for them over there.
Ecuadorian, a little bit Ecuadorian.
Ecuadorian, I can't speak for
it though. I can't speak to
the
that
Mexicans.
The Vatos?
The homies and the homegirls, they ain't fucking with that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he even said something, damn, pull up the lyrics to Padre.
I wish I didn't have to.
Does he say the booby trapper? Like the booby trap in Miami?
We can just read the lyrics.
Please, yeah, Jeremy.
No, don't read the lyrics. We ain't got time for that shit.
No,
find Senora. Just search for Senora.
So the Mexican homies hit your line?
So look. So look.
Yo, Hed, I know you're in Bay, but I got to talk to you, bro.
So look, pero like, where is it at?
I want to meet your madre.
Want to meet your madre?
Keep going. Keep going.
Padre?
Keep going to Drake's part. That's party shit.
Sit up.
Yeah.
Oh, here.
You can't find the word senora?
I didn't know how to spell it, to be honest.
Just type in S-E-N.
Okay, I didn't know if it was S-E or S-I.
S-E-N.
I.
O.
We're learning.
It's not on
Drake in the session.
Okay. Let me see. Go to Drake's part. Go to Drake's part.
And take 17.
He says
Spider-Man, Superman.
Maybe all the way up. Did I go down too much?
Oh yeah, there you go. Hold on. I want to, because I got to point this shit out.
Come on, gentlemen.
Make the gals step to the left.
He said.
That's going to land this point. You don't care.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Mi amor. There we go.
Mi amor.
I'm not the one that you can ignore.
Why do you read shit like that?
I want your phone numero, por favor.
What's the number? The number, numero?
I see your body is like a Coca-Cola.
Oh, God.
Keep going. Keep going.
Like I don't remember them off by heart. I didn't memorize the lyrics.
So it's a part in the song where he says something about the senoras, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean the senor. He said something about the senor. I don't remember the fucking.
It was like the wrong tense or something like that.
It's senoritas.
Hmm.
But he was talking about. He said the girls that are senors or some shit like that. And I was like, what the fuck is he talking
The
about?
older ladies.
But I mean, unless he's talking about the senors that are the girls, then that's different. But whatever. But I was just like, I don't know. It was just certain things in there, and I was going over it with a couple of the homies. They they're truly Mexican of the cloth, right? And it's like, yeah, nah, homie. They just wasn't fucking with it. So I was like, all right.
I couldn't finish the song. I know.
It's like Ratchet Happy Birthday, but he makes those records. Like,
so
what
anyway,
do you think is the purpose when it's like a troll move too? He knows this.
Yeah,
he knows what I'm
probably
gonna
knows what we're
say.
gonna talk about.
That's the worst track of the album. It's easy to just say that's the worst track of the album. Right?
Okay, bet. The other thing was there was a lot of people spreading misinformation about this project.
Uh-oh.
About the bots.
No. So if you pull up, go to your Spotify.
Oh, you're going to 65%. You got a scoop here. A scoop.
It's not a scoop. It's just for people who don't understand the music business. The music business is set up a certain way. Now, I know that there's a suit going on between Plot Twist and UMG, right? So it would be people. I see people on both sides of the fence saying, "Well, why would they let him drop music if he's suing?" You've brought that up before.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised they would.
But it would prove their point if they didn't allow him to drop music. They just want to make money. Going back to our earlier episode, the bigger picture, record companies just want to make money. They don't give a fuck about your cause. They don't give a fuck about who died they don't give a fuck. They just want to make money.
Yep.
So they don't care about who they make money with in the same capacity. So if he wants to drop music, by all means, drop music. You still owe us money.
So that would be the point. Do they count that as a UMG album?
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So here's the thing. If you look at when the album first dropped, it was labeled a certain way. If you look at how it's labeled, now go up a little bit. Go to like the Hug song and shit. No, go up. So the Hug song is listed as what? Who's the artist on that?
Drake.
Okay, now look at Lasers. What does that say? Up.
Party Next Door and Drake.
Exactly. So the songs listed in the DSPs as just Drake songs, UMG eats the majority share of those songs.
The solo songs.
Yes, Drake is not independent for all you streaming morons.
And the two biggest streaming songs on the album are Drake songs.
Solo songs. Nokia and
so the songs that they have.
Those are the ones that are going to chart top 10 of the Hot 100.
UMG gets the lion's share of those records that are listed as Drake. He's not an independent artist. He can't do what the fuck he wants to do. It's not how the music business works. Go down to the bottom, Jeremy Hecht, and look at the distribution credits.
2025 OVO Sound under exclusive license to Santa Ana Label Group and OVO under exclusive license to Republic Records, a division of UMG Recordings.
Exactly. So, moron part one. Whoever's saying making this point. One.
Why you gotta put people
Volume
down?
1.
Well, it's not the people who don't know. It's the people who speak.
Don't know. You're teaching us.
It's the people who speak with authority that they know the music business. Who don't?
They think they know.
They don't participate in the music business. They operate adjacent to the music business.
Some streamers.
So, morons number one group. Moron subsection group number one. He's not independent. He's not an independent artist. He can't do what the fuck he wants to do. Okay, they're gonna get their money. Moron subset number two. You just
show that DJ Envy said he could clear his own stuff. You did say that yourself.
Clearing is not the same thing as just dropping music with no ties to where it is that your rights go to. You can clear your own. That's like a sample. That's not the same legality.
He can clear himself on Nokia and those records, but then UMG still gets the majority of the money.
Correct.
Okay,
that's what happens when you sign a deal. They have exclusive rights. If you go back to Prince doing a record deal, right? Mm-hmm. The reason why likeness is included in record contracts is because of Prince. When he changed his name to the artist formerly known as
symbol and all that, yeah.
A symbol, he beat the record label and didn't have to give them their licensing. So when they started including likeness, because what Prince did was, all right, the record company's not fucking with me, fuck them. He went on tour, he sold out all these venues, and you got a free album for every concert ticket that was bought, right?
That was early.
And so when he did that, he fucked the record company. So that's why likeness is included in your record contracts, which is why niggas like this can't just do whatever the fuck they want. Moron subset number 2. What?
This is my favorite subset.
Moron subset number 2 is they're like, oh, well, UMG is gonna hold him back from. Why would I? If you're signed to me, and I gave you, let's say $400 million, and you owe me some money, why the fuck would I want you to get out here and go get my money? You know what I'm saying?
You might be like, even if you said don't go on tour, and then I'm like, I actually really want to go on tour. You'd be like, okay, cool. Then give me the money when you.
Bro, go get my money.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how you get it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's my 2 cents of that. So shout out to Moron Subset 1 and Moron Subset 2. And my favorite song on here is...
Wait, one last thing on that. So, but you're still saying that Santa Ana, the OVO imprint, owns the majority of the record?
No.
They don't.
The Party Next Door parts of the record.
Well, most of them are listed as Party Next Door featuring with Drake as the second artist. So the majority album is still listed that way.
8, 9, 10.
In terms of the
11,
tracks.
12, 13, 14, 15.
And in the bottom credit, we say
have
Santa
Party.
Ana first, and then we say Universal
Right.
Public. So
But
they're still playing secondary to that structure in a sense.
I don't want to... Okay, fine. But I can't say too much about that because that's not my business to say. But I will say that UMG is...
Active. in this.
UMG is definitely participating in this project on a large scale percentage-wise.
So that still is a turning point. That's never happened in hip hop history. I'll tell you that. And it makes sense why it would in this case, because of the artists of Drake's stature, and they want to make them.
Well, that's not necessarily true. How this breaks down, so it's the same thing as like
he's still suing him. He has not dropped a lawsuit.
Yeah, but that's feelings. That's not business.
That's big business.
No, I'm saying how the temperament of how someone feels. Like the organization as a business doesn't have you as an individual, as Elliott Wilson, might have a feeling towards Drake. The company Uprocks or HipHopDX doesn't feel anyway. It's a business, right? So the temperament is, yes, what you're saying, but the legality of the situation doesn't change. You drop a project, all right, give me my percentage.
But most times you don't let if Meek if Meek Mill falls out with Atlantic doesn't say Meek Mill put the record out. They shelve you. This is what the history is. Drake's in a very unique position being who he is because he's Drake.
No, I disagree. I think it's, hey, bro, you owe us a lot of money. Go get my money.
Young Thug and Gunna. Young Thug could be against
business
Gunna's
is
stance,
business.
But you're going to be wise stuff for life, dude.
Business is business.
Whether I agree with you, how you moved in court or not.
You understand?
I'm not letting you out of your YSL. Dude.
Business is business.
That's how you looking at it?
No, but that does happen sometimes where like if you get into a dispute with the label, even if there's money owed on in advance, they're just like, all right, well, we're not putting your shit up. That does happen a lot.
Yeah, that's the one-on-one is to bury them. You know that.
But
this is a different case. Yeah.
Yes and no, but there's nuance to that. Most of the time when that thing happens, the artist drops a song, doesn't perform, drops another song, doesn't perform, drops another song, doesn't perform. More than likely what happens is the artist has ran through their recording budget or their production budget, and now they don't have room or money to record. And so now it's just like, well, the label's like, well, you ran through your budget.
And they can't make the money.
And they can't make the money, so go figure it out.
But one last thing though, also with the leverage that he does have OVO, Santa Ana, his own thing, that helps the situation go through, right? Because if it was just Universal, it's still more complex. I don't think they would put out a full Drake branded album.
I think they would.
I don't think they would. Then why bring Party? And why wouldn't Drake just do an album? Why
a Drake album?
Party angle.
Now
why did Drake do a Drake album as a Drake Party album?
Because that's a him call.
Him call.
That's him doing
it. It looks like majority minority. That Universal serving as a minority partner in the distribution of the overall album. But to your point, they're going to eat well because the bigger records are going to be the solo Drake records. Even if Money makes 2 of the fucking 21 tracks of that.
He's using them using Party so he can get his sneak disses off. He had hidden in an R&B project.
I didn't say it. Party said it. Party says on the album.
I just think that this is no disrespect to Party. I would much rather Party, and I've heard things, but I'd much rather Party just do his own thing as opposed to like allowing himself to be.
Well, that's another big theme, right, Jeremy? Like that we feel Party underperformed here. What we thought a Party Drake album would be in terms of R&B, Sonics and all that. Party seemed like just a sidekick to this record.
Yeah, well, it was one of those things where like it felt to me a lot like what's happened in the past where Party's kind of giving his best songs to Drake. Drake's using them, whether that be on the writing or production end, and Party has a little part wherever it makes sense. But this is not a Party Next Door album. Like you barely hear and the
it's
parts
not Party
that Party
featuring
is,
Drake. It's Drake featuring Party.
And the parts that Party's on, like he does shine. Like on a When He's Gone or Somebody Loves Me. Those are a couple of my favorite songs.
When He's Gone is my sleeper. That's the one.
Yeah, that one is really good. But it's interesting. So okay, I do have a lot of thoughts on the album, but I do want to since we're here, talk about the Spotify and the allegations and the botting, because we're talking about the business aspect. Like, people were saying at first that it was like hard to find the album, which is, to me, it's like, it's not that hard. You type in a couple extra letters, you'll find it. But
a couple more keystrokes.
It's okay. It's gonna be all right. But people were saying it's hard to find on Apple Music. It was hard to find on Spotify. They were saying things were coming up for Kendrick when you would type in a letter for Drake on Spotify, which did happen for me. Although probably a lot happens that way right now when it plays what you're most listening to after you finish something algorithmically. But it was like after I listened to the whole album through, TV Off came on, which I thought was kind of funny. It's not enough. But it is one of those things where all these people are alleging something. And then you also look on the other side, and on Spotify, they're on the cover of a bunch of playlists. They're on the banners. They're on the front page of new music on Apple Music. On Spotify, they're still editorially being listed in certain aspects. Shout out to Rob Markman. He pointed out, like, when you talk to DSPs, that's an editorial decision to put them
especially if you get the cover art.
Yeah, and on Rap
You
Caviar.
can't say you're being buried if the person's on the playlist cover art.
You don't have
That's
to do
an
that.
editorial decision that happens every week.
So, and then Spotify's numbers also come back a little later than Apple Music sometimes. So I think Apple Music's had listed their new numbers and Spotify hadn't, so it was much lower. But he ends up selling 250K. I said 220 was my prediction. They sell 250K.
Which is impressive.
Which is very impressive. So before we get any further, did you guys think, like, was there any foul play here, you think?
It's all bullshit and propaganda propagated by moron subset number 1.
Okay.
I told you I didn't like that subset as much.
So look, they're working the record actively, bro. Look at this.
Yeah, what are the focus tracks, DJ Hed?
I'm about to show you. Look. So look. So look at this. See this, Jeremy Hecht?
This is media base?
No.
Oh.
What is that? What does the top line say? What does the top line say?
Drake, in quotes, "Give me a hug, impacting radio now!"
Okay,
there you go.
And then who do you see right here?
Drake.
Okay,
by himself.
Yeah, solo.
That's Universal. Yeah.
And then what does it say right here from?
From the new album, Some Sexy Songs for You.
I'm doing it like this because I want you to read the name, right? What label does it say? Biggest Day, dead center right there.
Republic Records.
Okay.
Universal Republic.
A subset of Universal Music Group.
So, like, I don't know what the fuck people are talking about.
Okay,
these are people who don't participate in the music business. Like, why are we giving the same ado to people who don't participate in the music business credit like they participate in the music business when their whole shtick is that they don't participate in the fucking music business?
Because they don't think they have to understand the music business to speak on the music business. But because of your experience and my experience, we know that that's not true.
Like, it's insane, bro.
But they think they can, right? Yeah.
Universal Republic.
Jeremy knows the difference of that. Jeremy can take it as far as these guys can, but Jeremy still knows there's maybe Elliott Hed might be more versed in certain systems because they've been in the business before and know things he may not know because of that. But they're not looking at it that way. They're saying, because I have this amount of information, I can judge the music business.
I typed 2 letters into Apple Music and I understand the entirety of how this works.
Universal Republic is actively working the Drake records. OVO Sound via Santa Ana, whatever the fuck.
The Party Drake records.
Is working the party.
So, okay, so let's go back to what you said.
That's how it's worked. They're dual working the project. It's no scheme to try.
Universal's not falling back. They're not
if you owe me money, why would I want to stop you from making me my fucking money? It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, but here's how Drake could flip it again. Are you ready? This is how Drake could flip it.
The only way to explain this phenomenon that we see going on online is the people who want you to believe that that machine is evil against them, right? That's the narrative to stop me. But here's what Drake you're literally defying what you're saying by dropping music.
But here's what Drake could say to fuel his fan base to say he's still being done wrong. Drake could paint a scenario that even if Universal is pushing my records, especially Give Me a Hug and Nokia, you're still repressing me and you're pushing these Kendrick records above mine. Because if you go to the Hot 100, it's going to have Kendrick's records above him in that top 10. Why doesn't Drake's records have a chance to go number 1 and go not against a Luther, right, that exists? He can still say, you're still working this guy against me or working this guy harder in the system than you're working me.
And the other thing is, it's not just people speaking out of their ass on the internet. He
feels it. He feels it.
He likes
the post.
Which is why I said that.
And the post said...
So that's a good point, Hed. Drake has to take some responsibility. He's fanning the flames of uneducated people with their opinions about it.
Like Trump.
He fans the flames. Yeah, exactly.
And
just
Elon,
like Trump. Very Trump.
Knowing what they're doing.
Great point.
Yeah.
No, he knows they're wrong, but he's playing into it
and
To
not
cause the
sit down
furor.
denying it. And
He's playing into it because
But follow what I said. Do you feel like he could then say he's being repressed even in the Hot 100? That why is Luther going to be number one in the country and not one of my records that you're working this week?
so what they're alleging is not like Spotify could be promoting his music, but what they're saying is in the algorithm they're putting a bunch of Kendrick songs no matter what. So Drake's getting promo, but they're saying Kendrick's basically getting the boost to automatically be played after things or make sure those songs are
his
still
records
higher.
are
That's
top
what he's
five.
saying.
They're top 5. Top 5 is better than top 10.
Yeah.
That the Kendrick records are top 5 and the Drake records are the bottom 5.
or the
top
homie just
10.
got slaps.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Which is also
That's what I said.
Which is my
Against the slap man, against the hit maker.
which was
The
my
roles are
biggest
reversed.
problem. My biggest problem with the album, and I liked
Ain't
a
no
lot of
hits.
it sonically, but the fact that he's claiming that, right? So like I honestly liked the first 10 songs. I liked 8 of them. Like
Yep.
I enjoyed it sonically. I thought it was good. And then I got to Gimme a Hug and I was so annoyed. Like I was so annoyed. I know we had talked about he
You
was probably
even
gonna.
found a girl and made her dance with a dictionary. What
Oh
are you
yeah,
up to, man?
shout out to my homegirl Luck. She sent me that and I was like, oh, this is going viral. She was twerking with the dictionary to TV off, and it hit like 500K views.
Jeremy was that mad.
People said thank you, Drake. But no, so on Gimme a Hug, it felt so culturally clueless. And it felt like this pattern of just continually not reading the room, which we've talked about,
Mhm.
in multiple ways. Like,
Look at his face.
I had to try so hard to forget this battle happened to enjoy this project. I had to go in my brain and do like mini brain surgery and be like, everything you saw over the last 7 months doesn't exist. Just remember you're a Drake fan. Remember the times. Remember Jungle. Remember if you're reading
Like,
this.
he doesn't mess with hoes.
Yeah,
Tracks after
yeah,
mess with hoes.
I'm like, just
he doesn't
listen.
drink too much. I drink too much.
So I'm like, okay, I already did that. I finally started getting into a little groove. I'm like, okay, we're at Pimmy's interlude or whatever.
That's
I'm
a
like,
sweet little
there's a
interlude
great
there.
Pimmy's dilemma. I'm like, what's
Oh,
she
she got a
gonna
dilemma.
decide? She's got a dilemma. And then I get to Give Me a Hug. And I'm like, oh, now I have to remember everything that just happened. I have to remember all of it. And so when he says things, like this is what was so annoying about these bars. I was actually
You don't want to give him a hug?
no, I actually was thinking about what do I say hi if I see Drake? Because no matter what, by association, I don't think he likes me, and it's not like I've been the
By
most pro
association
Drake.
with who?
You see, look my way. Look your way. Okay,
and
what are the
it's-
lines,
okay,
Jerry? What lines
so-
offended you, my brother?
So first of all,
I ain't do
didn't
shit to that
mind.
nigga.
I didn't mind because if I die, these guys that become the sole beneficiary, the obituary, the bitch in obituary. Ludacris had done it before, which I didn't realize at first. So it wasn't as
Luda.
impressive. But I wasn't mad at that line at first. But then when he says, what the fuck are they going to do with it? Have the girls up at 29 on stage twerking with a dictionary. Here's the thing. He can't comprehend that the guy who's also making the most Pulitzer Prize winning, thoughtful, protest starting and anthemic, thought-provoking music can also make hits
Yes.
that you don't have to think about.
You know what-
No one is looking up anything about Squabble Up. No one has a dictionary and is like, oh yeah, we need to, what did he say here? No, they're just enjoying the song. No one's looking things up about TV off. They're just enjoying the song. So the guy that you're at now criticizing for making too much thoughtful music, which he's also doing with Reincarnation and Gloria or whatever,
Got hits.
he has hit songs and you don't have
You know
them
a
right
sexy
now.
song for women?
What?
Luther, motherfucker.
There you go.
Number one country in this
There
other
you
country.
go. And
Luther.
so that was annoying, but then also him just being so culturally clueless. Like we saw Hulk Hogan, right? We saw Hulk Hogan get booed.
Yep.
At
We
WrestleMania.
were live there.
It
wasn't
was,
WrestleMania. It was
sorry, at WWE Monday Night Raw.
The Netflix launch
Netflix.
event.
And-
WWE Netflix launch.
And it was not just because this is a guy who, was once at the top of the game and has fallen a little bit and there's other people taking his spot. It's because he's racist. It's because of the things he
He's
did
done
to his
he's done
peers.
racist shit.
And it's because of things that he did and never took
He
accountability
sued the
for.
WWE.
And he sued the fucking WWE. So Hulk Hogan, you're now representing in a bar where you say, dudes want to see Rip on my t-shirt like I'm Hulk Hogan. Cool, I get the double entendre. Amazing. That's not the guy you want to be referring to right now. And it's the same thing because he never takes accountability for his actions and can't fathom that there's another guy who's making good music right now in the spot that you once had. So it was just annoying.
So is that what we keep landing on? The Kendrick's the hit maker too, and that's the biggest thing he can't take also? Not Like Us is a hit song, and now this guy got other hits, and Kendrick might be the hit maker right now, and he can't land hits the way he did back in the 2010s?
He can.
He can't. No. He can. I'll pull a list. I made some notes, man.
Not the shit he put out.
Slime You Out didn't hit like that.
Not
Rich
the shit
Baby Daddy.
Not the shit he put out. He can make hits.
Not the shit he put out in the 2020s. These records do not compare.
Not talking about that.
Okay.
I said he has the capability to go in the fucking studio, get out of his ego, get out of his feelings.
He doesn't.
And make records.
That record that Jeremy just broke down, give me a hub proves that he can't because he can't get past it.
It's not the shit
How
he's
could he
putting
get
out.
past it?
It's not the shit he's putting out.
But he's mindful of what happened to him, why he's looked at differently, like Jeremy said. Like, so that's part of it. You can't just escape that.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying he has the capability to produce hits. Because he's in this space, he can't remove himself to make the hits.
Well, then he no longer has the capability.
Right
No,
now,
it's in there.
yeah.
He just got to go get it.
It's gone.
You think he doesn't have the capability of making any more hits?
I didn't say that. Hey, you could count this as a hit. I'm just saying right now it's not countering Kendrick, who's making better hits right now.
And to sample Aaron Hall. That was another thing. It's like, how culturally clueless can you get? Because this guy's also in a case right now with Diddy. Like, what are we doing? Like either you know and you're doing this to like...
He don't know.
Or you don't know.
No, he does know.
Like,
he's proud that this is who he is. I'm not settling down. I go to the strip clubs. I want to give hoes the hug. I know the strippers' names is What's the Dirt said. These are actual hoes that work at the club. Like, he wants to prove this lifestyle. He doesn't have to change. It's Peter Pan. It's who the fuck I am. And it's like, suck my D. This is me, and I'm the best at doing it. And it hasn't changed. Nothing's changed. And that Kendrick shit is just some bullshit. Some black shit. It's a wave. It'll go away. It's not true. But in his mind, he really does think that.
Can't handle it.
It's not just an act. He really believes this shit. He stands on it. Now, it's not culturally sound, and that's backfired against him. But he hasn't fully accepted what that means. So to me, that has damaged his capabilities, his skill set. It does damage you.
I told Dot that I thought that I used to believe that he was intelligent. I just think he's cunning and witty. I don't think that he moves with
that's a good
strategy
point.
or intellect.
That's a good point.
Because I always looked at him as like the strategist, which was
the ultimate strategist.
The Meek Mill stuff, but maybe it was a Serena. Maybe it's the people around.
No, I just think he faced off with a fellow genius, a fellow strategist that's brilliant, and he got outmaneuvered. And how he's responded to that, and his feelings being hurt by that, and how people look at him differently, and everything that's happened in his life is now affecting the art.
Shout out to Ray Daniels. We had him on Effective Immediately. And he said something that really stood out to me. He said a couple things that stood out to me, actually. Go check out that.
I saw that was really good.
That conversation we had with Ray Daniels. But he said that, no matter how much money you got or whatever's going on, he's like, one thing black women don't like is lame niggas. And
if they start viewing you that way, right?
If they start viewing you as a lame, once a lame, always a lame.
Ain't enough Chanel bags you can buy?
It ain't enough you can do, bro. And what's fucked up is I don't know how much this whole thing has affected his personal life, because I actually know women that have dealt with him, and he's been relatively really good to those women. He's looked out for those women in certain ways that I was like, damn, that's solid. I fuck with that. But I also think, I also know that, women laugh at him behind his back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, fuck, like it must be a crazy duality. I mean, women might laugh at me behind my back or whatever, but I'm just saying that where he's at, I don't think, like to Elliott's point, I don't think he's accepted where everything is.
Yeah.
And I think he has the capability to still be who he was. He has to he has to acknowledge where he's at and understand, like, okay, I'm not this anymore. And I said this when we were on with Justin Hunt. Shout out to the company man.
Yeah, shout out to company man.
Cool has changed. I said this last episode too. Like, cool has changed. Cool used to be, yeah, I'm fucking all of the strippers and I'm doing all of this, that, and the third. For him to say something like, do you want, like, basically just twerking on stage with a dictionary, that's insatiably inflammatory.
He's saying cool hasn't changed.
That's insatiably inflammatory towards educated women.
Yeah, and well, that's the other thing that I think.
And black women are the most educated in this country.
Yeah. And so I think it's out of touch again, and realizing, so like to make, and I know it was a fake party screenshot of his, it wasn't his story, but it's the fans that are painting this narrative that these songs are for women. It's not for guys to dissect. Okay, cool. Let's say you're right. Let's say it's not for any of us, and it could be a record too, but let's just say it's mostly for the women. Women are actually the people who Drake has disrespected and left behind the most over the last 5 years. He took shots at Megan Thee Stallion out of nowhere. And then anytime there is any sort of beef, who does he run to first to throw into the fire?
The woman.
Women. Serena recently. He's dissing Serena and not Kendrick. He put Elliott Grange's wife as his profile picture and followed her. Anytime there's a battle, the woman gets left up front. Whose names are you mentioning in these battles? Women. You're putting them into the fire for no reason.
Trying to break up Melissa Ford and Joe Budden.
Melissa Ford, right? So you're using these women for your own purpose. And any of these lyrics too, you're very you're dismissive towards these women. So it's like, that's who you're making music for. I made a video, my comment section was filled, because I asked, I was like, maybe this is just for women and not me. My comment section was filled, and I'm talking like not just one or two people. These are like hundreds of women who are commenting and saying, this is insulting to think this would be music for me. I am somebody who respects myself. I am somebody who, like, they found that dictionary line insulting. They found a bunch of the bars in the music insulting.
What if he said this is songs for dudes that love hoes?
He made this
He didn't want to do that, right?
This album is for Maul.
Oh,
Okay?
easy now.
He
easy
made
now.
he made for
but
Drake
Maul-
fans, Drake
Maul-
super fans. He
I'm not
made
mad
this
at that.
for guys who love Drake. If you look at all the chatter online, if you go on Twitter or wherever you go, the people who are championing this
Songs for
album
Men? Songs
as
for
the
Men?
best album, not the women, it's the guys who love Drake. and
Songs
that's
for
fine.
men. Songs for men who want uncommitted relationships.
There you go. Sing it.
It ain't for me.
And yeah, you're not.
It ain't for me. I'm not in a committed relationship, but I don't fuck with it.
On Celibacy, why would you put, first of all, that song, that was
Jeremy's
another one.
annoyed. In case
I'm
you didn't get
annoyed.
to know.
Yeah,
Are you
it takes a lot
disappointed?
for
Are
me
you
to,
disappointed?
I didn't go in with super high expectations, so I'm not disappointed, but I was just annoyed.
Okay,
Like,
good.
Offended? Oh,
Celibacy,
damn near offended? Offended?
maybe a little offended because I love Drake. Like, he's one of my favorite artists of all time. I'm not hiding that. So it sucks to hear how far we've come. Celibacy is him begging a woman for 4.5 minutes to sleep with him and break her decision to not have sex. And he's begging her, counting down the days. Maybe one of these days she'll let me hit. And then at the end, while he's singing to her, he goes, maybe we are not like them, but maybe they're not like us either. What? You think she wants to hear about your rap beef after you just begged her to smash? Like, that's just playing in his head. Oh. And then the Nokia shit too. I don't know if you saw Drom's tweet the other day.
Oh yeah, I was by that. He took his song though. Oh, I think Nokia to me is influenced by Squabble Up. Actually,
So I heard that too.
I think it's influenced by Squabble Up. Like, I could make the electro kind of funky thing too, motherfucker. OVO sound 2025. Like, I think it's like direct influence to get by Squabble Up to me.
Well, I thought
That's
that
how I
too.
looked at it.
I didn't initially take this Drom thing super seriously, but then I couldn't look at it in a vacuum because I'm like, so Drom tweeted, does this sound familiar? And he put Nokia's song and then he played a snippet. And it's the beat that sounds familiar. It's not necessarily anything to do with the melody or the lyrics, but the beat does sound familiar tempo-wise. So I played them back to back. But then I was like, okay, we got to look at Drom and Drake's history. Cha-Cha Slide, or his Cha-Cha song was initially released on SoundCloud as Hotline Bling Cha-Cha Remix. That's how it was titled. Even Beats 1, You Used to Call Me on My Cell Phone, new Drake on that Cha-Cha Remix.
It was just Cha-Cha Remix at first. Then it became Hotline Bling.
Right? So it wasn't even Hotline Bling,
yeah.
just Cha-Cha Remix. So clearly it was listed as that. The influence is there, whether it was the same beat, whether it was like, there was an influence. And then it became a hit. Hotline Bling is the new title. Cha-Cha is nowhere to be found. Drom is nowhere to be found on the credits. He doesn't receive any money. Over time, what happens is, Drom gets upset, understandably so. Drake's entourage presses him. Drom ends up making Broccoli. He has a hit out of it. But the fact that he did this once to Drom makes me think that why would he not do it again? Like,
So-
I thought it was possible.
So I'm trying to look this up, right?
Yeah.
So Drom dropped. When did he drop that? The new one.
2024. Feel Good?
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't find it.
It was on his 2024 album. It's called Feel Good, and it's under the radar song. And I'm not necessarily even blaming Drake for this. And if it is the case, it could be a producer, it could be the people around him. But
What's the name of the song? Well, play a snippet real quick.
okay. So this is Feel Good by Drom, aka Shelly.
Who's calling it? Who's calling it?
It's similar, but drums is like 120. That one's like it's sound a little faster, but
Could you see it being inspired by Squabble Up?
no.
Not at all.
Squabble Up is 10.
No, just the aesthetic, just a
The
different
idea
aesthetic.
of having a dance
the
song.
the sonic of it.
Just the aesthetic of it.
A
yeah.
little bit, but I don't know. I don't see a parallel.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. I don't see a parallel.
Okay.
You know who did see a parallel was Freddie Gibbs. So Drake was teasing the album initially with, it has $3 and then there was rabbits,
Once
cartoon
he
rabbits.
pulled those rabbits out, that's when Freddie got
Once
enough.
the rabbits were there, who
Big rabbit.
he's called himself that forever. And Drake put the 3 S's, which Freddie, also his last album, had the S's with the $. But it wasn't just that. Freddie dropped a song afterwards, after people kind of made him aware of this. And he saw what was going on. He dropped a song that was kind of Valentine's Day inspired, which was kind of like back and forth. Like, okay, you're going to do my shit. I'll do your shit. And on that, Freddie actually
Got Gangsta Gibbs back in the booth.
he made a little reference. He said
okay.
he looks like he was talking to someone specific. He said, I don't make diss raps. Man, these dudes might just put you in the lawsuit. The flow's too unlawful. And then he repeated. He just said, flow's too unlawful. I might catch a lawsuit. And so I think Freddie wasn't too impressed with the rabbit. And Bootleg Kev, shout out to Bootleg Kev, he said he was in the building with Freddie and Drake when they were having a conversation together, and he was excited about his new album that had the $signs in the title, and he was potentially going to get on.
So look, I remember that night.
You were there?
You were there?
Nah, Kev came and told me what happened. I think we were still doing our radio show together, and Kev came and he was like, "Yo, you won't believe what happened." Like, what? He was like, I sat in a bar and I was talking to Drake for a long time, and he owes me, and we made a bet. And I'm like, "What bet did you make?" I don't rehash the bet, but Drake owed Kev some money. But yeah,
Drake
he
did not pay his debt.
Yeah, he was like, it's me, Freddie Gibbs, and he was like, yeah, we talked to him when we debated about his classics and all kind of shit. I remember that night.
So he's a fan of Freddie.
I mean, I can vouch that night happened.
I would say Freddie's probably a Drake fan too. He did a remix of Champagne Poetry.
And to be honest, like, Gibbs is not a liar.
Yeah.
He don't have no reason to lie. Not that a man is beyond lying. I'm just saying Gibbs is not one of the people who gonna lie, especially not for clout. He don't care enough.
So you think he outwardly was influenced and said, I'm doing this like him? Or could happen that he came up with that, and then somebody in the minute hour said, hey, that's a lot like what Freddie's aesthetic was. He's like, fuck that, I don't care, put the shit out, blah, blah.
I don't think anybody would have brought that up.
To him?
Nah.
Do you think he brings it to the table, or is it just somebody who could have been influenced by that?
No,
he wasn't aware of it.
I don't think it's to say he wasn't aware. I think coincidences do happen.
Coinky dinks.
They do happen. So I'm not gonna say that Drake ripped off Freddie or Drake ripped off DRAM. Coincidences in the music business happen all the time.
Yeah.
Especially when the records are being shopped, ideas are being like traded and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna say that he was ripped off. Now, most of the time, creatively, if you're inspired by something, you would at least give it a nod or a credit. Like, I was inspired by X or inspired by this or whatever. So I don't know.
I think that's all it takes. That's all it would have taken with the DRAM thing. Yo, and in an interview and on the credits, hey, DRAM, I know I took your song. I know I took your song. I was influenced by it. I put you at 50% of the publishing. Is that cool?
No.
That's not taking it.
That's not music business.
That's not taking it. Let's be fair.
50% of publishing is not music business. Don't do that. Don't have that out there for the kids.
Okay. Sorry. We have a conversation. We find out the fair number.
Yeah, we do split. It's called a split sheet.
Yes.
It's called a split sheet.
And it should have been done before too.
The split sheet should have been done early.
Yeah.
I think Drake feels like everything's mine. I'll take whatever I want. And come after me if you want. If a problem with it. To me, I can see. Yeah. I don't think he actively said, "I'm gonna do the Freddie Gibbs thing," but I think somehow it could have came up at the end, and he still was just like, "Fuck it,
we're still rolling."
Yeah, we're still rolling. That's how I look at it. But at the end of the day,
some sexy songs.
But I'm glad he got Freddie back in the booth. We need more Freddie Gibbs records.
Yeah,
he sees the moment.
You think he gonna drop soon?
He just dropped a masterpiece. I don't think he dropped a full project. I just think I want him active. I try to get him to do an interview. I don't like him doing a great album and then feeling like he don't got to be outside. Like,
when did the album come out?
End of last year. One of the most critically acclaimed albums of the year.
Right.
Yeah. So
Shout out to Gangsta Gibbs.
Shout out to Gibbs. Shout out to Drake. Shout out to Party. Shout out to DRAM. And we had some good news in hip hop.
We're finally done with Drake and Party.
Any last
Do I have
thoughts? Any
more?
closing thoughts?
So are you guys with me at all about the idea that he just ultimately outside this battle? It's hard, the 2020s haven't gone so smooth for him. Overall, artistically, he's not at a level that he was before.
It's funny. I look at your interview with him as I think it's still such a telling interview in so many ways. But the coolest part is seeing at the end when he kind of talks about the big three.
Yep.
And he's like,
we're gonna compete.
He said, we'll see. He basically says we're all kind of even to some degree. He had himself in number one in that spot, but he's like, we'll see who can take it into the next decade. He's like, we're really gonna see 2020s.
Yes.
It's about to be 2020s. It's New Year's. Let's see who can really take it there and keep it there. And
Kendrick's doing that.
We're seeing it, yeah.
And this is all, can we do a sidebar on your man Cole? Why is Cole writing blog posts talking about this album, man? Shut up, man, please. Light-skinned Jermaine. Light-skinned Jermaine. You're doing a blog. It's 2025. To say everybody that, oh my God, I'm really working on this. Just want you to know I'm working on this. Yo, dog, stop. Just stop. You know why he's doing that? Because Drake and Kendrick are duking it out in the fucking Hot 100 and he wants to be in that mix again. But it's just like, but I do think skill-wise, Cole is rapping better than him too. Like, I think in skills-wise, it's Kendrick, Cole, Drake in the 2020s to me, skills-wise. But Cole has to match it with output, put music out. Stop talking about the process. It's a lot of talking about the process, nigga. No one cares about that.
I like it.
Put the records out. Read this shit. Read this bullshit.
Well, he did a radio show. I mean, a podcast too.
I know. Talking about process of his whole career. It's 100 gigs.
I liked it. Okay.
You like this?
No, I don't like this. I love.
When did he announce the fall off?
2019, maybe 5-6 years ago. He said, "I know, man. I'm off to a bad start with the consistency, Elliott. But I'm gonna do
Elliott.
Elliott. But I'm gonna do better. Watch.
You don't know how to do better. No, you don't.
I've been locked in on the music while also balancing family life. It's a juggling act that a blog post wouldn't do justice in explaining. But with that said, I'm back tending to this garden."
Can I make a request?
And why is he referencing trending to a garden? See, that shows how competitive rap is.
Man in the garden.
Man in the garden.
Yeah.
So he can say, I'm out the battle. That you don't think he still thinks he could be number one against those guys?
I think he was referencing it.
Why is he referencing Man at the Garden? Why?
I've never heard him call his
Isn't that Joan Roxon hiding your hands? Come on, dog. What is that?
No, putting the song out and taking it down is hiding your hands.
But it has a pattern of all that. Putting the record out and then saying, I would have lost a friend in the battle, and everybody kicks you back in, and you disappear again. It's like, what happened?
I just want to make a request.
Okay, go ahead.
Cole, Eve, shout out to Eve. I met Eve at Ali's studio too. Cole, give me one slap, just one. I'm only that's a light work. That's a light pack.
You just want to what? You want a hot lead single, like one lead single?
No, fuck the single.
Just one song.
Just give me a slap.
The Middle Child.
Tuck it. Number 15 on the album. Give me one. It could be a bonus track. Give me one. Give me one Cole slap, bro. I don't have one Cole slap. Now for the internet, they're gonna be like, oh, Cole got hella slaps.
Middle Child. Nigga,
you're talking about like the bounce.
Tell Two Cities? No. No, got me work all night back in the day. The Miguel shit. That's not one.
124 beats per minute is Middle Child.
No, it's not 124. It's actually 62.
Power Trip. Power Trip wasn't a slap?
None of those are slaps. They're all in the same tempo range. They don't hit. They're not slaps.
What about the one with YG?
Which one?
Stacking.
That's
YG
song.
I was just stacking crates.
That's YG song.
Oh, Big Bank?
No.
Oh, got you.
No.
Yeah,
it's called Money.
So Cole's made a lot of classics, a lot of hits, but he hasn't made not one slap yet. But you said Kendrick didn't make a slap until GNX, right?
No, he's had a couple freestyles that we could play as DJs. And he's had like, he did the Monster freestyle. I played that as a DJ. But up until GNX.
Get off my dick?
No.
I'm just trying. I'm trying. As a Cole stan, I'm trying to.
Maybe that's the delay why the Cole album. Cole doesn't know how to make a slap yet. That's why he's still working hard on this album.
That's not what they do though.
Yeah,
that's not what Cole does.
Yeah.
So all I'm asking as a fan, because I'm a fan. I wasn't a fan of For Your Eyes Only. I've already said that on the radio and whatnot. I'm asking as a fan of Cole. Like I like Pride as a Devil. I like that song. I like the song Tribe with Boz.
I love that
I like
song.
Cole makes dope vibes and
Yeah.
he's a dope artist, a dope lyricist.
You don't have that record you want to play and be proud in the.
I can't play none of his shit at midnight.
Can I make a request since we're making?
What?
Jay-
No, Tierra, no. Shut up.
I can't. No. Don't tell me shut up. You made a whole request about your slap. I can't get my shit off to Cole and his.
You can't
and
make
his
a request
team.
too?
I can't even request. I'm not even asking you. I'm just asking them.
My only request is
Okay.
stop making announcements about not putting shit out. Stop doing that. Go ahead. What do you
Okay.
want from him?
Cole, Eve, don't worry about him. Don't worry about him for now. You can make the slap still, but please, when you're talking about being the best rapper, which I think technically you could still be, please balance it out with your story. All the stuff you did on Inevitable, I want to hear what you're going through, your life. Why 2014 Forest Hills Drive is your best album is because you gave us your story. Your story. For Your Eyes Only was a story for someone else, which was great. KOD was a story of what you were going through, but it was for the youth. We need to hear where J. Cole is at in his life, what you went through during this process, what you've been going through trying to juggle your family life and your career, and give us your story and then ride off. into
KOD's a slap. Hey, do what he talking about, but do it at 100 BPM. Do all that shit he talking about, do it at 100 BPM.
Wasn't on the producers? Can't you find a producer for him?
Ground.
Huh?
He doesn't make beats. He doesn't make beats with that. He makes beats himself, right? We know. He likes T-minus these other producers. Maybe he doesn't have the producer that could push him to go that way.
He produces.
But he doesn't make he tends to not make production in no tempos that
You know
like.
why
The
people like him
BPMs.
on that T Grizzly record? Because it's moving.
I didn't love that one.
I know you do, because it slaps.
I said I didn't.
They didn't.
You
He said
didn't?
Mm.
Oh, okay. Then the London. People liked him on the London.
I didn't love that one.
You didn't? So you don't like slaps.
You're anti-slap.
We like opposite music sometimes. I
Yeah.
like the emotion. I liked him on the Thames
He
song.
was so much.
I liked him
better
on
than
Red
yours.
Leather.
No life's better than yours. Jeremy's crying in the front
Yeah.
row.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
No
there
life
teared
better
up to
than
love
mine.
yours.
What are you going through?
I'm always going through
There's no
something,
such
bro.
thing as a life that's better than yours.
No
There's
such
no such
thing.
thing as
Okay.
life that's better than yours.
Do you-
in your head.
How do you enjoy life?
So music is this. I'm always in a good mood, but music is like
I'm
the
always in a good mood.
soundscape to it. So I get emotional thinking about like, look how far I've come. Look how far how did we look where we're at in life. Like I do a lot of those reflecting moments, and I need soundtrack
You gotta stop
for that.
looking in the rear view. You're gonna crash the car. Look out the windshield.
I look
fool.
out the window, but I'm not necessarily looking forward. I'm in the moment. I'm present.
Look out the windshield.
He's
Okay,
present,
fine.
like
All right.
Kendrick. He's present.
All right. I'll look forward. Yeah, this is what I'm on right now.
I look back and reflect on where I was in Canada, in Ottawa, and
Winnipeg.
whatever the fuck.
I'm just getting right. They need to know.
Well, we gotta
my
move
people
to
in
Ottawa.
Winnipeg. Yeah,
To
don't move me.
Winnipeg.
It's a completely different place.
All you niggas use the same currency.
Nah, but you wouldn't like if somebody just put you in the bay. It's
Facts.
It's West. Yeah, so
Facts.
yeah.
Where's Ottawa at?
Not that close to Winnipeg.
So you don't know?
where Ottawa is. On a
You
mountain.
know, I'm asking you. Do you know?
No, it's in Ontario. It's closer to like where Toronto is.
Okay,
Toronto and Ottawa
so
are
you're
closer.
from Winnipeg.
Yeah, it's right in the middle. It's right in the middle. It's like by North Dakota and
Do it snow or not?
Yes.
All right, same shit. So look, what?
that's not true.
All I'm saying, bro, is Cole, bro. I could play KOD at certain parts.
Okay.
Right. But like, I want just give me one record that I could just, the DJs and everybody could just throw that bitch on and they could rock out and it's going up. I don't have nothing that I could play that's going up from Cole today.
Well, going up from Cole to his boss, Jay-Z.
Mm.
You like that?
No.
You see how I did that?
He's no longer
You
his
kind of
boss.
liked it though. You
He's no
smiled a
longer
little
his
bit.
boss.
No, I'm smiling because you're
You kind of like
No,
that.
I'm smiling because you're ridiculous.
But in a good, but you like it. You know,
You're ridiculous.
That's
I want to emote. Where's my emote?
Cole bought his masters
So-
back, though. Cole bought his masters back.
Yeah. So maybe not as much of a connection, but Jay-Z's case has been dismissed.
Yo, can I read the statement?
I knew you would want to, and I actually
From the
put
desk
it
of
in.
Elliott Wilson?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. All right, let's
We need to be just as loud about the dismissal as we were
know they
about the
won't be.
case. I know they won't be, but we
America,
will be.
man. It's got some problem with the little court system.
All that dude Busby's in a world of trouble.
Right? That's the thing.
Dude, I wouldn't want to be on that nigga's
No
paralegal
sleep till
team.
this barman.
I think it's
On the head top. Okay, so Mr. Sean Carter made a statement. Today is a victory. The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed. This civil suit was without merit and never going anywhere. The fictional tale that they created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claims. I would not wish this experience on anyone. The trauma that my wife, my children, loved ones, and I've endured can never be dismissed. This 1-800 lawyer, he's going to keep getting that 1-800 lawyer bar off, gets to file a suit hiding behind Jane Doe, and when they quickly realize that the money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussions. The system has failed. The court must protect victims, of course, all caps, but while with the same ethical responsibility, the courts must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. May the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused equally. Sean Jay-Z Carter. Just want to applaud Hope for we never see nobody to me get accused of something as heinous as that.
And stand on business.
Stand on business and aggressively, defend their own name. I'm sure against a lot of advice from people to speak himself in public statements and, with the amazing counsel he has, Alex Sparrow, really aggressively go after this and counter this and defend your innocence in such rapid time and get these results. So I applaud him for doing that. It did impact him. And to Hed's point, I don't think we see the last of this. I think he he filed a defamation lawsuit against the attorney, and he probably will not stop until he's disbarred. But, the sad thing is we were talking about it very often with all our topics, we're guilty until proven innocent in this world. We run with the accusations, we run with the salacious headlines, and, you see all the reports when it first broke compared to the small amounts of reports that he was acquitted or the case was dismissed. Yeah. In this case was dismissed. And it's unfortunate that this is the society we live in and this is the world we're in. But, I just wanted to make sure we, at least on our platform, are responsible and we let people know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy, that dude's in the world of trouble.
Big Busby problems. Big Busby problems.
Read that quote right there, Jeremy Hecht.
Mr. Busby's actions undermine my relationship and my company Rock Nation's relationship with other businesses in the sports and entertainment space. We have agreements to produce entertainment programs for certain sporting events, and after Mr. Busby filed the lawsuit, the media reported that other businesses could end their deals with Rock Nation and forced one to speak out and address whether these false allegations would end our business relationship. He also said it cost him $20 million.
Potentially in other deals.
Other deals.
Yeah, because even though the NFL stood firm, you don't know what he went through or it's a really heinous, horrible accusation.
Hey, bro.
Somebody,
That dude Busby's on a world of trouble, baby.
I wouldn't trade places with him.
Why would you pick a fight with Hove based on hearsay? I wouldn't pick a fight with Jeremy Hecht based on hearsay.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Not
and all he gonna do is emote.
And I would emote. I'd emote pretty intensely too. That's pretty much all you get in the fight.
Crazy,
with me.
bro. Hey, you know what? Emotions. You know what Busby probably does? He's probably staying on stream. And he just getting his information.
You think he's watching right now?
No, I think he just be on stream and he just get his information from the chat.
They do report on things.
What was a good time for Black justice? A$AP Rocky not guilty, right? A$AP Rocky not guilty.
Let's go.
You know what's crazy about that?
Beat the charges like Rocky.
Beat the charges like Rocky.
H to the Izzo. You know what's crazy? Well, that H to the Izzo shit.
That was crazy.
This is a wild shot right here. This is a wild shot.
They took a photo in the courtroom?
They said this. They said the judge feels left out. He's like, yo, I couldn't be in there.
He's like, damn.
Look at the judge. I'm gonna look away.
Relly's in the back still, crouched over.
They took a photo in the courtroom. I fuck with that.
Did you see how he reacted? You see how he reacted?
Yeah, wait.
I saw him dive like
wait,
a dude.
You say what's crazy, then we'll play the live reaction.
Oh, yeah, live reaction?
What's crazy to me is, well, I'll wait because it's ties to something else.
Okay, we'll play the reaction. This was the live. I watched it on your page. I was so happy. We gotta see.
They zoomed in on him he was breathing so heavy.
Really?
They zoomed in on him. It's like his shoulders and stuff. Look how hard he's breathing. And then he goes.
He said, "Get out the way, Lord.
Get out the way, bitch.
I'm going to my girl."
It was Rihanna and his mama, right?
Yeah. I would die towards Rihanna.
Here's the problem. They had to read the other verdicts. He could have been guilty of the second one. That was just the first one. It was just like, not guilty. Oh!
We got so excited.
They would be like, your ass is guilty. Number 2, you're guilty. It was 2 counts.
Oh, that was the first one?
That was the first count.
All right, order.
That's why I said, yo, motherfucker, come back. They said it was opposite of the guy jumping and attacking the judge. It was the opposite.
Yeah. You went backwards.
No, but they had to read the other count.
He was not
guilty on the second count also, thankfully. But
yeah, him diving in the galley like that. It was like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was facing some real shit. Like minimum 8 years. What's crazy to me about this is these lawyers, bro. And I was talking about this on the radio, but these lawyers, like these lawyers out here representing this hip hop culture is different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because
fuck you be.
So okay.
Your man Joe? You talking about
ASAP
Joe?
Joe.
There was a man who got on the stand and told on ASAP Rocky. Right? Like, yo, Jeremy, who shot you? That nigga right there. You know what I'm saying?
My childhood friend.
Like
My childhood friend.
Wait, you sure is that? Yep, it was that nigga right there with the with the braids. It was him right there. He shot me. You know you shot me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Et cetera. And the nigga got acquitted.
It's very rare. In California.
That's crazy. A gun charge with an eyewitness who the witness is the victim? Bro, when the last time you seen some shit like that?
Well,
bro, I ain't never seen. Bro, then what?
Who do this impact with DJ Hed?
No, I'm just saying, bro. Like, I advocated for. I was an advocate for ASAP Rocky in this case.
Yes.
I don't know who the victim was. Don't know him. I don't know him. Right. I was an advocate for ASAP Rocky in this case for one reason. After they turned down the plea deal, the last plea deal that was offered was very lenient, so to speak, based on
6 months,
based on California's standard of a gun charge. Because gun charges in California are only pretty much second to New York, right? Whereas the strictness of a gun case, right?
How heavily enforced?
It's heavily enforced, as we saw with Tory Lanez, right?
Yeah.
The thing about that was different because he taunted them white people. He shouldn't have did that, but
that part. If you get that part,
but you got to think about it, bro. Where are we at now where an eyewitness who's the victim doesn't even guarantee you a conviction?
Well, that was the best part of this to me was you want to laugh?
You know, so what my point is, what's crazy about this is he got acquitted, but these lawyers, like the things that they're able to do, like he walked on a case with a witness saying that he did it, right? Mm-hmm. Then, if you think about it, I was advocating for Rocky because he turned down that plea deal, and the plea deal was fairly lenient based on the charges that he were facing. Right? So that means like, oh no, you really like you willing to gamble on the fact that I'm on your innocence. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's when I was like, all right, I'm fucking with Rocky, like because obviously people take the plea deal, not if you're guilty. Plea deals don't always mean you're guilty. I know homies that don't play it out because they just didn't have money for a lawyer. They didn't have resources. They didn't have whatever.
And they're offering you something.
And they offer, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna do this 2 years and go home type shit, right? But he was like, nah, fuck that plea deal, which, bro, you know you facing like 8 to 20 or some shit like it's like
24 max.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a real thing. They just had they got 2 kids. Now, somebody, I think Gina said she think there's another baby on the way. I don't know, probably. But why you say that?
Which they said they're going to name after the lawyer.
Yeah, ASAP Joe. Oh, there was just speculation for a while that Rihanna might have been pregnant.
But I'm just saying, and then just the whole thing of him walking out that courtroom. Rocky, going back, I want to recap this, paint this picture. Mm-hmm. Rocky, who was facing a gun charge, the man who supposedly allegedly shot, testified, pointed him out in the open court. He beat the charge and walks out the courtroom with Rihanna on his arm. Bro, he got to drop he got to drop the hardest album.
Tweeting out the album. Don't be dumb. And Metro Boomin tweeted it out too.
Don't be dumb.
No, it's album activation time now.
He got to drop next month.
The rumor's March. The rumor's in a couple weeks.
Okay, bet.
It's gonna be fast.
I was saying he got to drop next month. Like, because he finna drop and go crazy. Because he can talk all the shit he want to. OJ Simpson put out an album called "If I Woulda Did It."
If I would have did it.
Yeah.
Oh, if I did it.
If I did it. Something like that. Right?
Did it ever? Yeah, if I did it, Confessions of a Killer.
It wasn't an album, though. It was a book.
No? It's a book.
Okay.
It's a book.
So you said album.
I said album.
Should have been spoken word.
Yo,
you got the audio? It's an audio book?
OJ with the police sirens as the intro.
That's what he did?
No, I'm just kidding. Can you imagine how crazy that would be? No, but the fact that he was so confident, that was, I think, to me, the biggest lesson here is we don't know anything. The internet doesn't know anything when you're not inside the business. There's people being like, ASAP is dumb. ASAP is being dumb for not taking that. As soon as he didn't take it, I'm like, they are confident. Whether or not what happened. They are confident that there's not enough evidence. And what they were saying is, to your point, it's like there's eyewitness, there's a video, but that there was no bullet casings.
Oh, they really went back and got the shell casings.
He got other shells that he didn't present initially, and then there was no like actual footage of a shot being fired. So it's like, if they wanted to go with the prop gun thing, which they did, I don't know if that to be true or not, but there wasn't enough evidence to showcase that he did this. And for us, we're all looking in like, come on, like I would take that 6 months. You got kids, you got around. The fact that he stood on it, we don't know anything. Let things play out in the courtroom sometimes. And God is on A$AP Rocky's side because he made it out of Sweden through a presidential pardon. We'll get you home ASAP.
ASAP will be home ASAP.
the greatest tweet in presidential history. And he made it out of this. And he has Rihanna. And he's about to drop a classic. This man is.
And he didn't have to coon for Trump either. He didn't coon for Trump.
And let me
folding them together.
This is the question I got for y'all though. Obviously, it's a hip hop debate show. The question is, if the dude was like lying about Rocky shooting him, right? What is the reason what reason would he have to lie about that? Why would he pin it on Rocky if it was someone else? Just if it was someone else, why would he pin it on Rocky? What's the motive for that?
Well, I would think in that case he just didn't get shot. I don't think somebody else did it. I don't think there was a shooting. If
he's it was an attempted shooting. In his mind, he got to that point. It's an argument with your old childhood friend, but it seemed then it became about money. Like pay for this to go away.
So
it seems like it's extortion at this point.
Okay, bet. Yeah. So why do criminal court and not civil? I mean, not civil.
I think he had thought if they could get a criminal charge, which will help them get even more into civil. He wanted to go criminal.
I think they might have tried to negotiate. Like he might have been like, "Yo, just give me some money."
Rocky wasn't going to settle,
and he said no, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'll take you to court." And he said, "Do it." And
or maybe he won his moment. Again, it speaks about a lot of, again, they were true friends from back in the day. It's a fallout with,
I get it.
It's that emotion. So I think he wanted what you said. He wanted his moment of saying, nah, you did this to me, man.
What do you think?
Understand? I think he wanted that too.
I'm conflicted because if it's about money, that's a civil case. That's not a criminal case.
Right. Yeah.
Criminal case is usually when you want somebody to pay for their wrongdoing.
Yes.
So I don't know what the motive would be at that point, other than if he's lying, then vengeance. Or being vindictive or, an emotional response. But I don't think that a sound mind prosecutor would take a case if they didn't believe that they could win, especially in this.
Oh, I thought they could win. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Favorite. Yeah,
but what I'm saying is.
Because of knowing how serious California is about guns and law, so they say it's a prop gun. Some people still don't believe it's going to be a prop gun, right? They haven't fully proved that, right? But it seems to me he wasn't harmed enough in it to prove the case of that he was kind of really...
Yeah, there wasn't like scars.
It grazed him, and then he came with the casings after, so it could have went either way, I think, in their mind.
Because
but
now...
you're going to take a high-profile case again. It's Rihanna's man. You're going to take on this big Hollywood-level case.
I feel that.
They're going to take the case
It's a historic case, I guess. But also, so I just know, like, from a legal standpoint, when you want money, it's a civil.
You should go civil, yes.
Yeah. Right. So now that the criminal case is over, do you think he didn't file civil charges?
I think, of course, he will.
To get money?
He will try to win another way, exactly. I believe he will.
Bro, I don't...
And that's why I think Rocky will have some bars, Drake style will have some bars for him on this album. And he's cutting those songs now. And it's going to be what it's going to be. But I think if Rocky wanted to settle before it went to criminal, he could have. I'm sure those conversations were had without filing a civil case officially. I'm sure it was communicated that if you pay this goes away. Because it was a process.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought too.
This took 3 years. It took a
and
process.
Rocky is like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That he did by not stuck to his guns, by not doing a plea deal either. So
even though it's kind of Hov style, like even though we got the money, like we're not entertaining this shit if we don't.
I just don't see a civil case coming at this point.
The rumor again, and not establish what the exact number was, but a lot of money was paid in their legal fees. Talk about tens of millions of dollars that whether Rihanna helped with or he came from him. We don't know the balance of where the money comes from in the household. But this is like tens of millions of dollars as lawyers for counsel for 3 years. This is a big boy trial, big boy case. So, but to give him any of that money is like, no, I know, nigga, I know you from this. Like you ain't shaking me down. We from Harlem. I know you from this. You ain't shaking me down. That's the sad part to me, And again, not. But again, I'm glad he was acquitted.
Yeah. Tyler, the creator, was happy too. There's a video of
Tyler
him
said,
on
none of
stage.
my friends do that shit. Taco would never.
Yeah. He's like, I'm glad I've been with the same day ones. Like, yeah, no, it is. Yeah,
I think he even squashed the people with Haji Beats. I think they squashed it. I think.
Yeah,
no?
Tyler, he's got his day
Tyler's
ones.
good.
I was definitely like, I was happy though. It was just the thought of somebody going away for that long, anybody going away for that long when we're unsure of what happened is great.
And then somebody yelled in the crowd like, "How you feel about losing your childhood friend, Rocky?" And then Rihanna was like, "How the fuck you think he feels?"
Yeah.
It's like, yo, dog.
Yeah,
like
no,
it was
fire.
deeply personal. I guess what I'm trying to say, like, the homies, like, this is your crew from back in the day. And
I
it's
get
just
it.
Like,
I just wanted to know, like, because also going back to what we talked about with the TDE lawsuit and then also the Freddie Gibbs thing, it's like, if you, I don't know what the process would be, but there needs to be some sort of reverse investigation where, like, I mean, I guess that's part of the trial where the defense attorney would try to prove that you're lying, right? But also from the state, it seems like the state or the feds have no obligation to vindicate the person of court of public opinion or like Jay-Z.
You're guilty until proven innocent.
Jay-Z lost, say, $20 million worth of whatever he had going on, right? Where's the ado for that?
Yeah, and what should it be?
And what should it be?
Because you, like, in this case, like, let's just say court ruling is the truth, right? Let's just say ASAP's innocent in this case because it was ruled that way. Is, like, what happens to Relly? Does he just walk away?
You just go home.
Like,
that's crazy, though.
That's insane. Yes.
That is
now, you can file countersuit. Like, you can sue for your legal fees and stuff like that.
Also, that person usually has less than you, so you can't sue him for what? He has.
What are you getting from it? Yeah,
exactly.
he just put it all
those
into
people
the
have less,
court.
so it's lottery to them.
Yeah.
You're in a way better position than me, so
exactly.
if I get it. But it does tie to Jay.
Yeah.
But that's why Jay said with the thing with him, this is some heinous, horrible shit. Why you filing a civil suit? Wouldn't you want to file a criminal case?
Yeah.
If I'm this fucking heinous guy that did this,
You
take
want
it to criminal
justice?
court.
Yeah.
Yo, the Hove bars are gonna be crazy when he gets on stage at his next B-sides and does a
Busby
freestyle.
Rhymes is so much stuff.
He's gonna dial like just dial 1-800. Hit voicemail. Like he's gonna have some.
Oh, he might have a
bars.
1-800 song. That might be hard.
That'd be fire.
1-800.
What if Rocky gets Hove on his album and they just attack the justice system? Tear that shit down.
And put Tory on the hook.
Rihanna
Tory on the hook. That's
no,
crazy.
you see Tory mad. Tory's like, "You
You
did
think
this shit
he's
in
gonna go with
California?"
Rock Nation? Yeah, that might not work. They might not clear that song.
I know.
Yeah, that might not work.
Nah, we do Rocky Hove and Rihanna
And
attacking this justice system. You know what I mean? Getting to it.
Damn. Well, there is new music coming from someone on the West, though. I know you've been talking about it for a long time. We've heard songs, but Roddy Ricch it's
Roddy Ricch
we
time,
got
Blue
a date,
time?
right? Do we have expectations? Any info? Anything you've heard or
I haven't heard anything.
since what you heard?
I haven't heard nothing. Roddy hasn't played me anything.
Really, he's been like tucking it.
Keeping it close to the chest. I haven't heard not a snippet, not a.
Who we got here? What, Kiefer? Hey, Kiefer, what's up?
I haven't heard nothing.
I think he might be sensitive with his art, and he's like, if we let Hed in, he might
do you
have
think,
some.
Do you think he wants the DJ Head opinion before he sends us out to the
No.
world? Because he thinks you're too difficult on his shit?
Yes.
He's like, I don't want to get in my head about this. I don't want to have to change.
I
things.
honestly, like, I don't know, like, if he sees this, I would like to talk to. I haven't talked to Roddy.
Did you have a falling out of some sort?
Nah.
Okay.
I know, to be honest, like, I know that he went through a lot. Like, it was a lot that, obviously, I talked about it before on the show.
Yeah.
He went through a lot. He grew as a man. I was proud of him.
Yep.
He came with, around Not Like Us, he came with 911.
Which I really liked.
Me too. I love the record. I guess people weren't really receiving it as like they thought. But then also, you got to think, a lot of people attack Roddy. I saw people attack Jack Harlow. I saw people attack Cardi. Atlantic went through a crazy restructuring.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got a new president. They got like whole new regime came in.
Yep.
Like those three artists are signed to Atlantic Records.
Yep.
Roddy Ricch, Jack Harlow, Cardi B. So a lot of times, again, because the general public or people who
Which group is this? One or two?
Moron subset group 1. Moron subset group 1 are not
Can you
actively.
flash that at the bottom week you said?
Yeah, more and more.
They're not
That's like
actively.
what?
They're not actively participants in the music business. They don't understand how different things work. when a regime comes in, a regime change comes in, it completely restructures how the company is ran. Therefore, ergo, you might lose your A&R, you might lose your product manager, you might lose your publicist. Like a lot of people got laid off. We all know through the bloodbath that happened going into the new year or whatever. So UMG went through it. Warner, which Atlantic Records is under Warner a group.
Yep.
Got restructured. A whole bunch of shit happened. So I believe that Roddy, Jack, and Cardi B all fell victim to what happened with that restructuring to some degree. They might have lost their publicists. They might have lost different, whatever the case may be. I have friends that were affected in that building as well. So when it came to the music, it's like, well, this song should have did that, or he should have did this, or Cardi should have been doing this, or why we didn't get the Cardi album, Elliott Wilson, right? There's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes that the artists a lot of times don't have any control over.
Yeah.
It's just, just how this shit works. So long story
also not having the structure to promote those records, I guess, to the level that Roddy may be accustomed to from before.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or access to the resources. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't heard anything, and I would like him to call me. I haven't really talked to him. I text him.
We got time.
I text him. I called him to check on him and shit like that.
About 2 months. We got time. Right? April 25th, release date, I believe.
April 25th, yeah. Yep. I'm excited for it. From what we heard, it was vulnerable. Like, I forget how many hits Roddy had until I saw him at Flog 9. It's like, this guy, he could do 15 minutes anywhere, anytime, and people would be impressed with, like, wow, this guy has a lot of smashes.
He got records.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have those. I'm sure he'll talk about what he's gone through. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I know there's another album that you're more excited for, though. The other Cardi, the Cardi that you really want to hear. The guy who's defining music.
Fiend.
Are you pretending to play? Are you pretending a Playboy Cardi album's gonna happen? Are they saying this is really gonna happen?
Well, there's billboards out there that just have I Am Music on it, and music is coming.
Yeah, it's coming, all right.
Yeah, so there's no dates, there's no relevancy as to when this is happening. No hints, but I know how excited you've been to hear more Playboy Cardi and him be, continuing that number one spot.
Could it ever top Die Lit? I mean, it was like, could it ever top that? I'll give it a listen, man. We'll see.
No, we're doing a live reaction. We're going to do a live reaction so we can see. If it gets too demonic, we'll shut it down.
Playboy Cardi actually has a feature on another artist's album that's about to come out.
Soon?
It's coming out relatively soon.
On an album, or you said a whole album? He's a feature.
He has a feature on an album.
Is it going to be a single from the album? Do you know that?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Soon.
Look at that.
It's coming soon.
All right. Did you hear the record? Did you enjoy the record?
I heard the record.
Did you enjoy the record?
It wasn't done.
Okay.
But I heard Playboy Cardi's part. It was cool.
Will it be surprising for us to hear this artist with Playboy Cardi featured on?
Maybe.
Okay.
You think it's gonna be a hit though?
Maybe.
Is Elliott gonna like it?
No.
Okay. Then that means it probably is gonna be
I like hits. It don't even have to be a slap. I can still like it.
Elliott's not gonna like it, but it's gonna go.
Okay.
It's gonna go.
Like the crowd that would mosh pit the Fiend.
They're gonna go.
They're gonna go
crazy for this record.
Fans will be happy to hear that. I was trying to get something out of the people working with Baby Keem. I can't say anything on the record, but I did tweet saying, Baby Keem, where are you, or where are you at? And I got some people replying. Salas put me in a group chat with somebody who was in the studio with Keem recently. I was trying. I did get info. I asked if I could say anything. There's nothing I could say, but
but you got info.
I got some.
Okay.
But I'm looking forward to Baby Keem.
Let's compare notes.
Okay. You actually might have more. Okay. Is your info about a song? A Baby Keem song?
Yeah, that's the script.
Well, or is it about a project?
That's also not very descriptive, Jeremy Hick.
Is it about one or multiple?
Just go to Spotlight.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to whatever Keem has coming. I think Keem could be the guy that we're talking about. We need new stars. We need people to take over. I had him heralded up as the guy, and he just he went away. I'm sure he's working, but oh wait. Last Westside Gunn album. Anybody listen to Westside Gunn album?
Really strong.
It's good.
I like Gunn's album a lot.
I haven't.
My man Rory says this got one of the most like Freddie Gibbs has more of the decorated discography. We don't talk about how Gunn could be probably not the lyrical rapper of his crew, right? Benny Butcher, Conway, But his discography, his solo albums might be better than anybody's out of that catalog, out of that crew.
No, I think it's probably to the same, not problem you have with Freddie, but the same critique you would have where there's not a song that's made it out of the fan base, really. There's not like a huge
A lot of
record.
artists are like that, but I don't think they care. I'm saying as
They
a
don't
fan,
care.
like I fuck with
They're
Westside.
rebellious.
I fuck with Westside Gunn. You know, I talked to him when I was in Vegas,
Mhm.
and I want them to participate at the level where they can compete on a mainstream scale. That's just a desire that I have because that's the world that I play in.
Yeah.
So when they're not mentioned in these conversations that I'm having about who should perform here or who should be on this festival or who, like, we're putting together this activation, we should get somebody to come host or we should get somebody to come perform. I'm doing a lot of that.
Yeah.
So just transparency, when I'm advocating for a Cole or a Westside Gunn or Roddy Ricch or, you know, other people who, well, not even Roddy has mainstream records, but other people who don't, Baby Keem.
Mhm.
When I'm advocating for these people, it's not like, oh, he's the radio guy, he wants to play shit on the radio. No, I'm in these buildings and these conversations with these people who want people who are they want general public to be engaged as well as the fan base. And a lot of the people that I fuck with on the back end, like Nims is one of those dudes, right? And I'm gonna bring him up in Spotlight. They aren't mentioned in these conversations that I'm having with these people who control these budgets.
Yeah.
So I want them to be involved in these things that I'm doing, so that way they can tap into some of that. That's where I'm coming from when I want them to do it.
No, Gunn takes the anti-system stance. He's always like, "This is my last album. You don't appreciate me. This is just great art. You don't understand me. I'm the GOAT." And it's just, but then the music is great.
He makes good music.
My favorite's 05. I think it's called 055 with Stove God Cooks on there. Him and Stove got an incredible combination on there. But yeah, his consistency is crazy.
I like the song, a couple songs after Gumbo Yaya with, I had never heard of him, Brother Tom.
Yeah, I haven't heard that person either.
So I went to his spot. He has 1,000 monthly listeners, but
Brother Tom Sauce.
I think it was him on the first part of that song where I was really blown away. I was like, this is like, he's really good.
Impeccable eye for talent.
Yeah.
For Gunn. I mean, his cousins and everybody he's discovered and put on, like Stove God and stuff. Like,
yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you love that sound, Griselda, then it lives up to the hype.
And Joey's still throwing shots. He's battling 20v1.
I was gonna ask you about the Joey thing. So Joey Badass put out another song, but this one had no video, so it drew me off.
Yeah, it had no
video. He was doing the YouTube things, and then he put all 3 of the songs together on DSPs with that song as the lead. So
it's like
I thought that was a counter move to what he was building to me.
It's like a little pack.
Yeah, a little pack, but it didn't lead with the same format of you should have given me a video with that. And also this record, this new one, what's it called? Pardon Me.
Yeah.
It's produced by Heatmakers. And the other 2 are produced by the Conductor. So I don't know. It was a little off to me, but.
Yeah, he was I saw him reply a little bit to like Ray Vaughn, maybe. He said it's a 20v1 man army. Basically saying like he's going at everybody and they're coming at him, and it's this battle. But then he had a bar where he said, "Nobody knows your name, kid, but I know what your aim is. I shoot you, I'm brainless. You shoot me, famous." I took that as a Ray Vaughn shot, a Ray Vaughn reply. But I think he really needs to go at Daylight. Daylight is the one who had really stood on business and had a whole like 4 minutes towards him. He's calling him out by name, like he's shooting in New York. Like Daylight's the one that I think Joey needs to actually.
He's stuck in that Daylight smoke.
I think he is a little bit. So Joey, I think your name has been called. I think it's cute with the 20v1 stuff, but I think you need the step in the ring right now.
I saw he's about to be a father and stuff. So I was thinking maybe he's not going to stay engaged. He's going to go back to like family man or actor. But it seems like he's still seems like, what? It seems like
paternity leave.
He want to be active. He want to be active. So stay active, Joey.
And then come back.
What you got, DJ?
My spotlight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nims dropped a project. Shout out to the homie Nims, Coney Island's finest.
Oh, Nims. Yeah, Nims is dope. That's my man.
Yeah, shout out to Nims. He dropped a project.
I told Nims, there's really no one like him in hip hop, if you think about it.
It's really not.
His sound, everything he does. It's
shout out to Coney Island's finest. Nims dropped a project called America's Sweetheart. He got a song. He got 2 songs on there that I really was rocking with. He got Live and Die in New York, which was interesting flip on, the Tupac. And then My Side with Millie's was dope. Like I really
that's a slap.
I like that song.
Or whatever you call it.
I like that one. And then who else? I had one more before I got to my Jeezy dropped a project called Paid in Full.
Shout out Jeezy.
Shout out. If you want to know what a real like Mexican like experience out of LA is kind of like, you know, tapping to like OGeezy, you know.
And that's OHGEZZY for the
Correct.
people that don't.
Shout out to OGeezy, Lefty Gunplay dropped a new song too. But the random one,
Okay.
this is not hip hop. Jeremy,
Not hip hop?
No, not hip hop.
Is it pop?
No,
Hip hop.
Is it hip?
Hip hop. Hip hop.
no. A group out of Atlanta, an all black punk band
Woo.
called The Paradox.
Okay.
They hard.
Okay.
Young dudes too. They dope, bro. I fuck with them. My homie, shout out to my homie Lemmy who hit me up. He was like, "Yo, I think you would like these dudes. You should check them out." They're called The Paradox. They're a pop punk band out of Atlanta. All black.
It's an album or a single they got?
They got a couple songs out, but they're fairly new. They like it.
Wow.
Their first song came out last year.
Wow.
But they dope though. Like,
How'd you get put on?
He just told you. You don't
Sorry,
listen.
I'm sorry. I was looking at my spotlight. Sorry, the one time I'm
You
on my
shout the
phone.
homie out.
I'm never
Shout the homie out again. and put
Okay,
him on.
sorry.
the
okay.
homie Lemmy hit me up.
Lemmy. You don't respect the homie Lemmy?
The homie
No, shout
Lemmy
out to
from
Lemmy.
Long Beach.
Yeah,
He
Lemmy.
big in case you want to smoke.
Nah, I don't want to smoke Lemmy. Lemmy off the hook.
Yeah, Lemmy from Long
He
Beach.
want to know how Lemmy discovered it.
I don't know. He hit me up. He's like, "Yo, I know you love Blink. You should check these dudes out. They, you know, and then they're like, it's 4 dudes called The Paradox from Atlanta, all black punk band. They dope. Shout out to y'all, man. Hit me up. Them dudes. I want to help them dudes.
So
Jeremy?
okay, I was looking at my spotlight, just looking them up. I had posted yesterday. I just said, if you're an artist that follows me and you're fire, reply or quote tweet this with your best 1 minute snippet. I'll shout out my favorite 3. We had about 100 replies, so it was a lot to go through. I did listen to almost everybody yesterday. If you got in by a certain
So you
time,
going for raw talent. You going?
so I'm just trying to find new things to be inspired by. So there's a few people that the first reply actually was one of my favorites. Chris Doms. The song. I'll have to find the song name because it was just a snippet that they replied. Shout out to Joe Cornijo, who's the person who submitted them. But it was super dope. Super dope. Rapping, kind of melodic, very ethereal sounding, but still sounded really, really new. Quadri, who had replied to that, but I had already kind of listened to his project recently, and he has a song. Let me get the song name. He's got he kind of sounds like a little bit like Vince Staples, but the project is called Ask a Magnolia, and this song is Devontae 2003. Talks about like where he was at, very storytelling, very takes you back through what he was listening to at the time. So I thought that was super cool. And then the other one that I really liked was somebody who. And again, it's you know my my keys to success with Jeremy is he had some bars about, you know, spirituality and the soul and, you know, some God bars. He had
reflective raps.
Some reflective raps. He had some competitive raps like I want to be the best, and he had a really cool visual, clean, different, unique. His name was Tay Fontaine. That's TAEFONTANE. All 3 were super dope. So yeah, shout out to everybody who submitted. There's a lot of talent there.
So that's that regular thing you're gonna do. Just give.
Yeah, I'll probably do it every once in a while. I'd like to, you know,
young MCs in the game. Shot.
And I know there's a lot of creative people that are just like waiting for some sort of in. So whatever.
Wait, so how did they send it to you? They sent you.
They just replied or quote tweeted to the tweet on X.
What did they give you? Their YouTube link? To this
No,
song?
I said you got to send me a minute snippet because I didn't want to go through links.
So
they were just videos. They would reply with the actual video on X itself. So you
if
can just
come in with 102, you turned it off.
I gave grace. I gave grace.
That's 107, fam.
Some people give me 4, and I'm like, I'm not listening past the minute. I have 17 others. And then shout out to Luck too. That's the girl who was twerking with the dictionary. That's going viral right now. The Drake fans found it, and they weren't happy. But she's got a smash in my opinion.
You didn't tell
Big
her to
Bone.
twerk with a dictionary.
No. Her
You
manager.
said she got a smash.
I like it. It's not killing it on the charts, but it's a really good song.
Is
she's doing the twerk to her record? That's the hit.
No, she's twerking the TV off.
Okay, gotcha.
So this is she.
So what's her song again?
Wait, who was that?
That's Luck. That's what I posted.
Hey. Niggas acting bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it. Turn this TV off, turn this TV off. Turn this TV off, turn.
Sorry, Shansia.
so this is she.
Shansia's over?
She was making sure that people know that you can twerk to
Oh, look at Hed. He might inquire.
I am
Hed
luck.
might inquire.
Yeah, no, that's a homegirl. She's super talented. She's got a song called Big Bone, Fire,
Where's she
Anthem
from?
for the Women. I actually
This is how you know
don't
Jeremy
know
got a
if she's from
girlfriend. He
here or
keeps
not.
calling a homegirl like every 2 seconds.
You got to make sure. You
The
got to make
homegirl-
sure.
the homegirl lucky?
Yeah, just so you know.
Changing the rap name.
Just
The
so you
homegirl
know.
lucky.
Homegirl lucky.
Homegirl lucky.
you got to make sure. Yeah,
Same, I like
yeah.
that. You got a number already? Or you gonna see if she's worthy
he's-
to talk to?
No, listen to
She's a
this one.
singer?
She's a singer, yeah, not a rapper. Listen to this one. I think you'll like the BPM.
She's from California?
I actually don't know where she's from.
Look at
This is the one that I linked after. I'm like, you could twerk to this without a dictionary if you want. But what? Too slow? You need a slab.
No, it's not that it's too slow. It's like
the lights.
The BPM.
It's like 86.
Yeah. Yeah, she's cool.
Shout out to the homegirl. What, homegirl lucky?
Homegirl luck.
Homegirl
It's like
luck.
85 actually. 85, 86.
Where would you like to see singers at?
90 to 95. It's at minimum. So not 86 is like ASAP Ferg, Plain Jane. That's 86 BPM.
Okay, and that's
Ride with the mob. Alhamdulillah. Check you with me. Yeah.
and do your
85 is Teaching Me How to Dougie. It's one slower than that. That's how I got to it. But I would like her to be, for her tone, I would like her to be at like 95. That's Keisha Cole, Let It Go.
She got a voice like that too.
That's why I said it.
Okay, yeah. A&R Hed. This, you know, we should actually just bring artists in and they'll play you.
No, you're just more generous. You A&R too.
Yeah. I'm trying.
her tone, I would put her at like 95. Keisha Cole, Let It Go, and then 96 is Maya Best of Me with Jay-Z. So that's why I think she would fit right there.
See how active we are? We're active to the
Look,
culture.
we're
active.
uplifting.
You uplift these artists and
Yeah.
teach them.
Yeah.
Talk about the music business. I learned a lot today. You see how we do it?
I did too. Yeah, that's using our platform responsibly.
Exactly.
There you go, Jeremy Heck.
I only got one
No.
spotlight.
What?
The final spotlight, my guy Young Nudie came back with another one that's not gangster. He did a project last year. Y'all slept on it, but you gotta check out.
Y'all
That's Not
slept
Gangsta.
on it? Who the fuck is
Yo, He
y'all?
ain't get enough love, Young Nudie, man. So he kind of
He got any slaps?
That's not gangster, man. It's a good record.
What's
Check it out.
that's the slap on there?
He came back with a new single. It's out right now. That's
Is
Not
it slap?
Gangsta. I like it a lot, man.
Is it a slap?
I like it. You tell me, pull up. That's not gangster. Let's see what's up. It's good.
Pull up, Jeremy.
It's a good record, man. It's a hit. No, it's not even a hit. It's a good record, man.
It's not a
You have
hit.
to find
Close
good
the
record,
laptop.
hits and slaps.
Wait, that's not gangster. The song.
Yeah.
Okay.
He don't really make slaps like that. He's from the South, man.
What? The South got hella slaps.
Well, not the up-tempo type.
They don't need to be up tempo.
No, well, Peaches and Eggplants, that was a slap. Him and 21 Savage.
This sound like some what's the dude, the YouTube dude that he like? That's from YouTube.
Which guy?
What's the YouTube dude I like?
The from
He not like a
YouTube.
YouTube dude.
No,
What you know?
I'm from YouTube. What's the singer nigga from New York that you like?
Cash Cobain.
Yeah,
Cash Cobain.
this is what that is.
Oh, this is for Cash YouTube?
This.
The South
Yeah.
Pop.
I like this.
But Peaches and Eggplants was a slap.
Play Peaches and
Nudie
Eggplant.
and Savage? It was a hit if it wasn't a slap.
Peaches by Justin Bieber was a slap. You don't like Peaches by Justin Bieber?
Shoot, it's Paradise loving it right
This
now.
is closer.
No, it's not.
Everything don't have to be a slap.
I know. I just asked if it was one.
How many Southern records are slaps? Isn't it the sound usually different?
Future got hella slaps.
What's the
You can
last,
stop that.
What's the last Future slap?
Huh?
What's the last Future slap you consider?
The last Future slap? Shit, I
Don't
don't
say
know.
like that, right? No, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Another Kendrick
That's
hit.
a slap?
Like that's a hit too. God damn it.
Is it a slap?
It rattles a trunk. It's a slap.
So
This
look,
song
at
is
them-
good.
so look at what Kendrick's done. Like that.
You said
Kendrick's
enough.
done like that. Not like us. It's just to take us full circle. You're gonna say I'm picking. Well, I say it's not enough. It's dot era. Like that. Not like us. TV off. Squabble up. Luther. Not even count those 5. You can't say those 5 aren't better than anything Drake's put out in the last 2 years?
Family Matters is the greatest song.
Except
It's better than every
Family Matters.
Kendrick song ever.
I might give you Family
No, I'm
Matters.
just kidding.
But the other, it's not gonna be Nokia. What's it?
Nokia.
Give Me a Hug and Nokia. They're not touching those 5.
Hey man, listen, salute to that king. God bless him and all his future endeavors.
That's a hit maker, man. How you do it, man? Because Hed said make them slaps.
No, it's not because I said. He started making them before I talked. Well, that's not true. I've been telling him to make them forever. But you know, so you know who played me some shit?
Who?
Absol.
Again, he back at it. He won't stop making music. This guy.
Yeah, he played me some shit
Soul
yesterday.
Slap. He feels like, you know, that album was overlooked. I was upset with how overlooked that album is. I'm excited for whatever it is.
Oh, I have a theory.
Burger.
What?
We can end. I have a theory.
Okay.
That was such an aggressive water bottle.
Litter bug. Rude, man. That's rude, man. Your mama tell you, don't go pick that up, boy. Go on, boy.
My theory is that because I saw, I'm not gonna say who it was again, but I saw a Elliott Wilson type crash out online people about the Super Bowl and then about Dot being back #1 this week, GNX being #1, 247,000, something like that. Right.
With the other 2 albums in the top 10 too, right? It's never been done.
Yes.
A rapper with
First rapper to ever do that.
3 albums in the top 10.
Correct.
is
And
the
then
only
I
other
saw the
person.
list of accolades. It was like #1 in the world, #1 in the country, #1 Billboard. It was like first rapper to break this. All like I saw all the accolades. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like, and then I saw people being upset about it, right? And I was like, and then I was talking to Glasses, and I had a revelation. And my revelation was, it's kind of akin to what I said last episode of Bigger Picture, whereas like you niggas look at Dot a certain way, but the revelation is, we all know that people don't fuck with the West. That's fine. But I realized that the world didn't know that Dot was a nigga.
A West Coast nigga.
What do you mean?
You gotta ask that. I get it. But I'm just, you can't just agree with me. Like,
yeah, you're right. I didn't know that.
But I think like people didn't.
Well, I said that. I said there's a more clean way to say less mythical, more man of the people. That's the cleaner way to say it.
Well,
right?
no,
Like,
not even that. I think people didn't realize like he's a nigga from Compton. Like
that
he's been
still
saying
that
it.
he's still that.
He's been saying this the whole time, but the resentment, there's so much resentment towards this GNX being the #1 again. Like it came out and went #1.
That's what I'm saying.
Went down. Now it's back #1. Everybody's like, what's happening? What is happening, right? And I think
Machine, Universal.
but if this were
Machine.
To Pimp a Butterfly, if this were Damn with all the R&B influence on it, if this were any other project where it wasn't just this
West Coast thing.
aggression,
They're like, people love it for
it wasn't this
reason,
texture.
It would be celebrated.
It would be like, oh, that's dope. Like the art piece getting its a due, right? Rhapsody got a Grammy, cool. Like if Pusha T would have won that one time when he was nominated, Alfredo and Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah.
If it was a piece of art,
yeah,
people would have been like, oh man, that's really dope. That art is getting celebrated again like this. Because it's a nigga from Compton doing nigga shit from Compton, they're like, fuck this. And you niggas didn't realize that he's a nigga from Compton. Surprise.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. That era, man. We in
Yeah.
that era. Sorry, kids.
I don't think, what'd you say, long 4 years?
I said it. Hey, you know what? All-Star Weekend is coming.
Map it out again so they know.
You know what I'm saying? We got the World Cup. Shout out to the Mexicans.
Got a Drake
All
solo
the
album
homies finna be
September.
going crazy out here. We finna having big, stupid carne asada, but salmon for me. We got the Olympics. And we got some more music coming. Stay on stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe to the Bigger Picture. Make sure you subscribe to Elliott Wilson's Patreon. He can use it. He doing $5 crash outs. So
we might take our talents to Patreon for special episodes.
Elliott's down to do
crash outs.
Okay, would you be down to $25 crash outs? Like somebody hit you like, here's $25. I need you to crash out on my uncle. All right. So we doing Elliott Wilson $25 crash outs.
Just provide some info and a picture.
Money.
You know what I'm saying? Elliott Wilson $25 crash outs. Hit him
You
directly.
wanted that, not even celebrities of music, just regular
Just
people.
regular people, yeah.
Like it was a cameo.
Yeah.
That's
This is
custom made.
Crash cameo.
Yeah, crash
Your
cam.
mama get on your nerves. Hit me
Crash
up.
cam
Is good.
by Elliott Wilson.
Crash cam. I like this.
Yeah,
Somebody
25 is a new revenue stream, King.
like that.
Somebody said last episode that we should just embrace it and give you like a what grinds my gears Family Guy type segment. But we were talking about it's better when it comes natural.
It gotta flow.
Elise was like, you just let Elliott go, and then because our reaction is so natural too.
It's very natural.
Yeah. And just so y'all know, for everybody that's upset with how things are going over here at the Bigger Picture, our entire production staff is Black and brown people. Kiss my ass.
They are really. Let me go look. Yeah, oh shit, they are.
That's true. And CT, shout out to CT.
Jeremy, how do you feel like that?
See,
Being
he
the
did it
minority?
this time.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Because I don't see color. So
That's cap.
Just explain to me now. So
That's cat. You
So
see
just-
color, Elliott
do
Wilson.
you ever feel overwhelmed, Jeremy?
No, I do not. I feel very comfortable, and I feel glad that we have such a great team.
The homeboys and the homegirls.
Yes.
We outside. You know what I'm saying?
The Bigger Picture.
See you next week.
The homeboys and the homegirls.